And we're good.
Last time, you guys had basically spent the entire time in actually an entire day in Waterdeep. You had started by attempting to go get some food, though unfortunately your meal was interrupted by a less than pleasant group of diners.
They were very
You were
rude.
able to dispatch them, though unfortunately you kind of dispatched the eatery you were at to do so. So you basically went to get the meal you couldn't get, and that's pretty much all you did last time.
That, yeah,
Yep.
There
we.
is, you guys know there's another council session in the morning, and you guys are, unless anyone wants anything to do anything at night. Actually, no, you guys are all hungover and like, yeah, no, so it's safe to
Yeah,
Yeah.
go.
well, those three are hungover. I'm perfectly fine.
You
You
still
still,
drank.
yeah,
Anything
you
you
still
want to
drank.
do?
Yeah, you still drank. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're all good.
All right. So morning rises. Everyone wakes up. If their heads hurt, I think. Oh yeah, coffee was provided. That's what we left off. Coffee was just provided to everyone. That's what we left off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not a problem. So
Uh,
yeah, the council session is in about an hour, so you should probably make your way through if you want to make it on time.
Hmm.
I don't want to deal with this council session.
Uh,
My head feels like it's about to split in half. Can you
hey,
guys just go without me?
no, no, come on,
Mm,
get up.
Uh, Sarah's gonna like chug down the coffee.
I forget, what was our ruling on what kind of coffee people liked again?
I don't know. That's not a
Uh,
ruling. That's not a
not a
No, no,
ruling at
no,
ruling. It's
not
all.
a
ruling.
Yeah,
Not
character
yeah,
ruling.
thing.
yeah.
I did not mean to say the word ruling.
You don't need me to make the call of what coffee your character likes.
Because I know what
I
kind
think
of coffee my
I
character
think what we said was
likes.
that what was it?
I know
Quick
I said
says like
black.
20 shots of espresso.
Mine was
Yeah,
What's
Twix has no
coffee?
idea what coffee is, so he like just put everything in it.
right. Mine was just straight like roast, like black coffee or something like that. Heck, I don't even know
I was black,
what stuff's in
I was
coffee.
black coffee with
Sarah
light
has a
sugar.
fuck ton of cream and sugar.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Black coffee with light sugar for Kedra.
Gotcha. Yep. All right.
Yeah, we start going.
All right. It is. Of course, there is a crowd, as there always is. But you guys do manage to get a decent seat, thankfully. And after about like a half an hour of everyone gathering in, some pleasantries being exchanged, like the general like we are nobility, we are impressed with these like nations or these organizations. So here are some pleasantries that are like necessary. And it is a whole thing. It's basically a bunch of really clearly rich people shaking each other's hands for like half an hour.
Sounds like hell.
Sounds like rich people.
Right. Uh, the council begins, but interesting to note, the Daigle never remember who was the in charge of the last council meeting actually steps to a different seat this time.
Ew.
Someone else takes the head seat.
Oh,
Uh, it is noted. Boop, boop. Oh yes. And by the way, she is using a like a magic thing to amplify her voice a bit
Okay.
to explain like that. I am Lady Laro Silverhand, and I am now the Open Lord of Waterdeep. And you can see like Dago kind of grumbling. I will note that there is another new face that's sitting nearby them. A human woman with like blonde hair. She's kind of just silently standing there.
huh.
Hmm.
All right,
Uh,
well, there's a lot to discuss. A lot happened, so I guess let's get started. the various places, well, unfortunately, the cult raids have not slowed down. They have been hitting places harder and harder almost every day. I believe the misty forest, which are home to many elves, has been hit fairly hard lately. Uh, Deline, Mr. Deline Winterhound? How have you been looking into that? And then you see I think, human representative of the Emerald Enclave faction, who are basically like these druidic nature lover people. Right, right. We've been looking into it, and as he's supposed to talk, hush, hush, hush. This like somehow he is not. By the way, like his voice is like that of an old man, but he is an elf, so he looks like graceful and
Yeah.
shush, shush, shush. Look,
Mm.
my people, and this is you would recognize as King Melandrak, who is the king of the Misty Forest and like the elves. The dragon attacks and the raids have stopped. My people, the elves, have increased their patrols tenfold, and it has done a number to dissuade the attacks. Look, sir. With all due respect, shut up. We are handling ourselves perfectly fine. It's these other settlements that need help. What happened to that small town of Fandelver? Gonna pick that for like foreshadowing sake.
Wait, what town did he say?
Fandelver.
Pendelver.
Ah,
Oh, right. The Lost Mines of Pendelver. Right, that book.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're fine, but the raid was definitely bad there, I'll admit. So clearly, you need to handle your shit. We'll handle ours. All right? Okay, but I don't think the raid. Shut up. Anyways, moving on from that less than fruitful topic, there are a few
really?
things I want to address. First off, the people standing in that seat over there addressing to you guys, they have done some work that needs to be acknowledged. And a bunch of eyes do go over to you.
I give him a good grin.
Oh.
First off, I believe that we have them to thank for our recent prisoner with a lot of intel, actually. Verum the White.
Yeah, we kicked his ass really good and brought him in.
Wait, was he?
You
Wait,
didn't
was he
kick his
the?
ass at all.
Was he the one that died, or was he the one who got it from the
He-
restaurant?
He was the one who died.
Ah, okay. So no,
I
yeah, we didn't kick
also-
his
Yeah,
ass.
he's the one that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we kicked his ass and then brought him back to life, right?
No,
So we
no.
did.
You guys didn't kick his
No,
ass. Someone
they
else
were
killed him.
Yeah, they were stopped by the.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
when he was
yeah,
back
yeah,
in the tomb area. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy.
yeah, that.
Yes, of course. I understand that apparently the cult has started retaliating on you guys.
Yeah, once yesterday.
I will
Did
tell
it
you.
actually accidentally destroy a tavern? If you guys could do something about that?
We'll see what we can do.
Uh,
That being said, we do have some unfortunate news.
what is it?
Well, the prisoner isn't dead per se, they're still alive.
Well, that's
They
good.
seem to have found a way to magically induce a state of empty mindedness.
Oh,
Wait, would the word coma be even a thing back in this time?
It is, but this isn't a coma.
Oh, it
This
is.
is not a coma.
Oh, okay.
We
Let me look at
realize
my spells.
what? You like a what?
I'm looking at my spells. I might have something.
Right. It's unfortunate, and it has made, unfortunately, getting information through magical means less than functional. You can't read a mind that isn't there, unfortunately.
I would like to take a look at this person, actually.
If you have a plan, Miss Sarah, we'd be delightful to hear it. And after this meeting, we'll happily have you take a look. That being said, another thing that you've done is you have managed to get us some intel on the Drakenhorn by, I understand, actually dealing with a dragon.
Indeed. He ran like a chicken.
Yeah, it did
Yes,
run.
He did run.
that's uh, that's good to hear. Though upsetting that he got away, it means that he might come back later.
That is true.
I don't see that happening.
Right. Of course. As always, everyone protect their territories, keep an eye, and any suspicious you report. And then the human woman pipes up. Actually, I have something I need to bring up.
Hmm?
There's the good metallic dragons have decided in the coming days, 3 days time actually, that they would like to host their own council meeting to deal with of how to deal with this rising threat. I've been asked by them to, in lieu of their ancient traditions, we need some of the smaller folk to be held in there during the meeting to see to just as a representative, with maybe the opportunity to sway some of them to the cause of the humanoids. Maybe.
Hmm.
And then everyone, like, the discussion, it's like, well, it's got to be them, right? Yeah, they have to do it. And then all eyes go once again to you guys. And you are asked, would your group be willing to fulfill that role?
Of course.
Mm.
Uh, do you guys guess anything?
What was the question? Sorry, I was distracted by something.
Right. Okay. To summarize, the good metallic dragons, which are different than the evil chromatic dragons,
They
are
wanted
to
their
hold
own.
their own meeting, and they
Yeah.
need and they want to have some humanoids present
Oh, okay. They just want
during
us
the
there.
meeting.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
fine with that.
I'll be
Yes,
thrilled to go.
of course. Then, please meet me in. Well, actually, in a few hours, meet me in a lower dock area. We depart immediately.
Oh, all right. I do believe we've already prepared to travel, correct?
Uh, I believe so, but didn't you say you had something like an idea with the one of the
Actually, as
prisoners?
you are discussing, that concludes all the talking points for this particular council session. That being said, Sarah, you said you had
Yeah, I have somewhat. I have a few things that I think could work here.
well then, please meet me in the dungeons.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the dungeons. Is
And
anyone gonna come with me?
it's like session adjourned.
I'm
Has
assuming
anyone?
you guys are
Yeah,
coming with me.
I'm following.
I have
Sure,
two
yeah.
things I think could work here.
You do. Well, here is the person, and you see him, by the way, in like this blank-minded state.
Mhm.
Well, then first, all-purpose. It always has a chance of working.
In this case, it does not.
Hmm.
Do you? We said you could ritual cast, so did you ritual cast this?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can.
so it's 10 minutes.
10
Oh,
minutes doesn't work.
Yeah.
I have another idea.
Well, I would love to hear it. I think that for our group, that is the equivalent of how you try turning it back on and off again.
I have a good idea.
Oh, you do.
I
Ooh.
mage hand and slap him.
Okay, nothing happens.
Well,
Okay.
Let's see if greater
The
restoration
the
affects
thing that
spells.
I'm thinking is that I feel like could be a charmed condition, some form of charmed.
Okay, noted. Uh, no discernible effect.
Hmm.
You
Well,
still. I should also point out. Did you have the diamond dust?
Oh shit! I didn't.
Do you have
I
100
didn't
gold pieces
realize.
to just quickly spend?
Yeah, I do.
Then we'll say you bought it. Remember to pay attention to your spell components needed, though.
I think the reason why is because I just got this last session.
Gotcha. Right. Right. So yeah, no discernible effect, all the same.
hmm. Uh, I may have an idea to figure out or actually, let me double check this real quick. Why do I have no? Oh, there they are.
I thought that fucking what's it called? Fucking Lehman's tiny hut would actually work here.
As a reminder for the ruling I made, again, this was back in campaign 1, so it's already a dubious ruling. But like as a quick reminder to what makes it the ruling it is, it was the outside connection. Spells that are already
Yeah,
in the
that's
hut.
what I thought that this might have been an outside connection.
Well, at this point, you can confirm that's not the case.
Yeah.
Hmm. May I?
I
May I?
thought that this guy wouldn't have a capacity to do this to himself.
May
It's not
may
about doing it to yourself. Someone can do it to you, but then the spell is within you.
may I try something, Sarah?
Yes, of course.
I pull out
You
Hazaron.
have
Hazaron.
You don't have
the
Hazaron.
spell magic.
Oh, they wouldn't they have given me my Hazaron back here?
You went right from the meeting to the dungeons.
Oh, crap. Sarah, do you happen to can you happen to sense magic?
No.
Maybe you could figure out what kind of magic is on him, if any.
Don't.
Uh,
Can I go back to the meeting room to grab my sword real quick?
that's not where it is, but you can go back and grab it. But I will point out,
I quickly go to grab it.
okay, all right. As you grab it, the guards are rushing to stop you.
Whoa!
You're
This
rushing to grab
what?
and
Oh,
bring
you know what?
a
Okay,
cursed sword to a place where
I
there's a bunch of influential nobles. Hmm. And
fa-
kings. There were kings there.
there was
Yeah.
I. Okay, yeah, I just realized I fucked up. Uh, look, I'm taking this out of here. I'm not going back up there. I just need a little bit of its magic to help deduce pro- deduce a problem with the prisoner.
Look,
Look, you can
we're
hold.
not
You can.
paid to think too hard about this, friend. You've been helpful, but maybe you should have asked Lady. You should have asked Lady Silverhand before you went and grabbed this.
Wait, wasn't it Lady Silverhand the person that was in the prison cell that I just came from?
Yeah, and you never asked her.
I asked her if I could go quickly grab it.
If you asked, then I didn't hear it, and you didn't wait for a response.
Oh, I swear she did respond. Okay, well, okay, correction. Can I go back and just make sure I get the confirmation, like, if I can or not?
I'm reluctant to allow a weapon in here, but make a persuasion check.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
Of course, there's gonna be a check. But yeah,
Well, I do have proficiency, so maybe.
yes, just make sure that you only to do whatever it does.
Of course. And if you'd like, I can have one of your fantastic guards just carry it while we bring it down here.
Why are you gonna waste their time, man?
Well,
To
that
establish
would
more
be
trust.
if you do that, that'd be fine.
Yep. And I allow the guard to hold Hazaron as we go as
Okay.
you go back to the room.
Okay, as you are going back to the room, I'm gonna make this I'll make this.
Oh, let me counter.
No, he's gonna roll to see if Hazaron talks to the guard.
Oh, this is. He actually goes, and the guard actually tries to slash at you.
Oh,
What?
Whoa!
I mean, that's
I-
kind of what I was worried about. Is that
Ah, crap! Like I
This might make him aggressive.
I tried to disarm the guard from my sword.
Give me a. Okay. All right. I will note, Silverhand does see this.
oh god.
Wait, is this by like all of us?
Silverhand specifically went with him
Oh.
to get the sword. Okay, perhaps you should carry it.
Are we able to disarm the guard from Hazaron quick
It's
enough?
not a problem. It is
Okay.
not a problem.
Okay.
This wasn't a combat encounter. This is to say, a message from the DM. Not everyone will have the self-control around a magic talking sword telling them to stab people that you do.
That is a very fair point.
I was
point
about to
was
have so
almost
much
in me.
fun.
So that guy just got told stab them. He's like, okay, why not?
Basically, yeah.
I actually find that funny.
Hey, I ain't got nothing better to do.
Look,
Okay,
this
so
is not. Hazaron does not have a magical influence, but some people don't need one.
I mean that's fair. So
Right.
He's
Guard
like,
just wants
shit, why not?
I will be honest, that sword of yours does make me uncomfortable, but if it'll help. Okay, so you bring it down to the prisoner.
Hazaron, can you see what kind of magic it is affecting this person, if any at all?
Of course. By my estimation, it's abjuration.
Interesting.
That's what you get.
It seems to be abjuration, though of what
See?
kind I don't know.
I don't really think that information helps us much.
And it's a step forward, even if it's a small one. You know what?
Hold on.
You know what we could do? I could also attempt to detect thoughts to the person to see if there are actually thoughts in there, although I doubt it.
Are you gonna go for that?
You know what? Sure. Hazaron, allow me to see into the thoughts, even like at the toppest of layers of him, if he's still active in there.
All right, I'll take a look. Huh. There's nothing.
Yeah,
I'm
that's why I didn't
I'm
do
tempted
that.
I'm tempted to go deeper.
You're going to go deeper.
Into nothingness.
Okay, are you going deeper?
You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Just
There's
to
nothing.
See. Okay. I didn't think of anything, but it's like, hey, I get this for free, and rather than using a spell, well, not free, but when am I using this?
I got you. Just let you know, yeah, there's nothing.
His mind is really
No
blank
fuck
in there.
them too.
So abjuration.
Hmm.
I see. I know the trick. He's under the effects of the mind blank spell.
Is
He's
that
an 8th level
abjuration?
spellcaster secretly.
Is that
Uh,
abjuration?
is that a
Yeah.
spell that your character? Did you just Google abjuration spells?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was like, I don't even know if that's abjuration or not. I could have sworn that's enchantment.
Is this something that your character might actually think?
Uh, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay then.
I think this is the train of thought she'd be having, but I don't think she would arrive at that spell.
In that case, Sarah, make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
You got this.
And
Ooh.
At 16.
Yeah. Even with that, you're not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Whatever is going on, it's not something you'd have ever seen in your life.
We'll have to look back
And
into
not
this.
many books describe it.
At least all we can make down is that some sort of abjuration spell. Though what kind, I just simply don't know. Sarah would probably say because of my stupidity, which would fit here.
Sarah,
it's
I'd
sure.
actually like you to do a thing for me.
What's up?
I assume you're looking over the person, right?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Use brain dead.
Oh,
He's not.
is he under what I think he is?
What?
I think I know what he's under.
Oh, what?
Is he under false life?
Wait, is that
I
abjur?
guess.
Wait, I thought that was necrotic. Wait, isn't false life necrotic?
All I said was he's brain dead.
Well, no, like you're not giving
No.
us.
Oh wait, no. Not false life.
Oh,
Fuck's the name of that spell?
Oh, wait, I know what you're talking about.
Feign death. Feign death.
feign death.
Feign death. Who gets that spell? So I can double check what that does. Out of pure curiosity. Doesn't cleric get it? False life, no, it's fighting traps.
Oh, oops.
I think it's 3rd level for cleric. Oh, feign death. Here it is. No, it's necrotic. Oh, necromancy, not necrotic. Yeah.
Damn. I ain't got no idea.
Although
Man.
Yeah.
that could be interesting that would fit here. Just the spell type doesn't work.
Okay. So, well, I thank you for trying.
Right. At least we're one tiny step forward with this, but we'll have to come figure this out later.
It's actually worrying that we don't know. But
I think that the solution that Sarah would have in character actually reached is feign death in this situation. That's what she would have thought.
make an Arcana check for your knowledge of that spell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's enough. That spell does a lot of things, and like this is a spell within like your realm of having knowledge of. It's a more common spell. What that spell does not do is stop the afflicted from thinking, nor mask those thoughts.
Oh, I thought it put them in a state indistinguishable from death, which means that they would be in a suspended animation.
I will read to you right now everything that spell does.
Wait.
The target is blinded and incapacitated, and their speed drops to 0. They have resistance to all damage except psychic damage, which, by the way, a very notable thing to specify, ain't it?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hold the
So
phone. What is? Oh no, never mind. For some reason in my mind I instantly thought of maybe spare the dying,
I would.
but no.
What? No, that doesn't make sense. I would say no. By the way, there's no shot Wildorf would know,
Oh no, absolutely
no
not.
matter what it is.
All my character
Anyway,
knows is something about abjuration, which I don't even think Sarge would even know anything about spell types other than something abjuration,
nope.
which I feel like makes sense. All I know
Well,
are
Even
fighting and
people that would
runes.
know what, even I think that even the people that know what an abjuration means, it's not like spells inside of D&D are widely categorized as different spell types in lore, right?
I believe they are the spell types are a lore thing.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Which makes sense
That's
for
why there are wizards that specify in
Look up
necromancy.
them.
That's why there are wizards that specify in every type of school of magic.
yeah, that makes sense.
But I think the problem is even like abjuration spells, that's still a wide list.
Yeah. We'll have to get back to this.
Right. Well, I believe
Yeah.
you have an interesting meeting to get to.
Right. Something about metallic
Yes, of
dragons.
course.
Right. Good luck.
We will.
And this will be the Dockwood area of the city, and so I assume you guys head right there.
I believe.
Can I, by the way, say something? By the way,
What?
I was very resigned to not running this part of the campaign
Wait, what?
because no shot Abby would ever go to this.
Oh yeah, no way. If I was still playing Abby, no way.
Yeah.
Right, because you really hated dragons.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
All right. So
she would have like. I think she might have. No, she wouldn't have killed herself to go after the ice dragon. I think she wouldn't do that. She might have though.
Twix and Eve, because I know
Kendra,
Kedra. Do you guys need to stop anywhere real fast?
I'm good.
I would
Nice.
like to point out, by the way, just like a reminder, you guys did all the shopping
Last session.
I
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah,
just,
we
hey,
do not need
wanted to
anything.
double check. I wanted to fill up our pockets a little more.
Right.
Yeah, let's get going. We go to the lower docks.
All right. All right. You guys are there, and what you see there is a silver dragon.
But
Are you the ones
oh,
that are to be attending the meeting?
indeed.
Well then, hop on. I suppose I'll be taking you right there.
Oh, all right.
So,
I will say I
You
never
guys have
flown on a dragon before.
An actual dragon.
most
I've
most
like
of your
chilling.
kind don't get the honor.
Well, we thank you that you honor us so much. We get onto the dragon.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo. Like insert the Skyrim sound effects.
I never played Skyrim, so now I want to find that audio.
And you guys are flying. Again, for all of you, this would be a first time experience. Twix, especially.
Yeah.
which means roll dex checks to hold on.
No,
Oh god.
we're not going that bad. So Twix, you have
Well,
lived your life.
hypothetically,
You have basically lived your life
how
in.
bad would it be?
If you.
Of course you get
For
20.
you?
I'd be good.
You're fine. Yeah.
I'm curious
Twix,
what mine
you
would
have
be now.
you have lived your life basically in like small caverns, reading what books your tribe had managed to get. But for the most part, things like dragons were definitely something for you. Were in the realm of fantasy up until
Yeah.
recently, let alone riding one.
Oh no, Sarah.
Probably wouldn't have ever.
Sarah's free falling.
Your tribe's general consensus when it came to a dragon sighting would be get underground and hide.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did not help them, admittedly,
No.
but that was their general consensus. So this is a very surreal experience for you. And again, for all of you, but Twix especially.
Twix, you doing all right?
Yeah. I'm good.
Irony.
There's like in the back, freaking the fuck out, holding on for dear life.
Whoa, don't you guys feel the rush?
What?
What?
Could you guys be quiet? I'm trying to fly.
You fly a bit slower?
No.
Could you fly faster?
Make a Twix. Make a persuasion check.
Oh god.
Hey, Kendrick,
I do a contested persuasion check to try
Ooh.
you go slower.
Well, I'm going to stay the same pace. I don't want to actually just dropping you. We are fairly high up right now. You guys are like 600 feet above the ground.
Can I roll a persuasion check to try and get him to slow down a bit?
So you're asking for it to slow down again?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if I go any slower than this, I won't make it in time. So I'm afraid that's out of the question.
Mm.
And yeah, it is still like a rush of wind, even at the pace she's going.
Don't worry, Sarah. It'll be all
I
right.
would like everybody to make a perception check to see what you see.
It is time to be blind.
Perception.
Let's see what story these rolls tell.
Mine is not gonna be any at all. Oh, Andrew does tell a story. Fuck yeah.
Good.
For once you get a story.
Dude.
I don't.
Okay. This is interesting. Okay, so Kendra, you have not looked at the ground since the dragon went up.
Oh, you were afraid of heights. Makes sense.
I'm not saying she's afraid of heights. That's not my call to make.
Oh.
But you have not looked. You have not looked at the ground for one reason or another. Sarah, you cannot help but be transfixed at the speed things are going. So you're looking. Twix, you are just amazed at everything you're seeing. So you're taking everything in.
Yeah.
And Sarge, well, this is nothing to you.
What?
You've never ridden a dragon, but
Oh.
you have had to move on like mounts and like do mountain combat. It's not something you're like proficient in, but you have enough experience to like this does not phase you too
Yeah,
badly.
that makes sense.
So what you guys, minus Kedra, see is, well, you can see various villages being raided by dragons and cultists, and their valuables being taken away. You can see some villagers fleeing one village, only to come to one that's already been like completely utterly trashed. You can see some children crying at the death of two adult humans, a male and a female. Things are pretty bad.
Oh God.
We really need to stop this crisis.
Yes. I didn't realize how bad things were. We've been so busy.
And then you guys come at a hill, a nice little hill. You come to the Nether Mountains, which are they on the map? Are the Nether Mountains on our map of the Sword Coast? Because if they are, that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's see. The Nether Mountains. The Nether Mountains are. There's Baldur's Gate. There's that. Oh wait, this is the specific to that map. Maybe I'll find it here. If it's in here, I can't see it. But you guys do come to the Nether Mountains, and There are 5 dragons here at the council meeting.
Wow.
There is a a a gold dragon, a brass dragon, a silver dragon is the one you're on, a bronze dragon, and a copper dragon. All right. So as you guys are landing, the silver dragon tells you, "All right, I will tell you right now, if you're going to get these my cohorts to agree to your plight, you might need to offer something."
What
Such
kind
as
of
what?
offering?
Well, that's up to you.
Hmm.
Even I have my own wants.
Hmm.
All right, here we go. All right. So, as you guys get seated, the gold dragon speaks up first. I am Protanther, representative of the gold dragons. Then the brass dragon. I am Illithra, representative of the brass dragons. Then the one you are riding, the silver dragon, says, I am Otari Lacarnos. No, Artari Lacarnos, representative of the silver dragons. Then the bronze dragon speaks up next. I'm Nimmer, representative of the bronze dragons. Then the
Uh,
copper. Oh,
was that
what?
everyone?
Nope, one more.
Copper. Copper.
Okay.
Then the copper dragon speaks up. I am Taz McKella, representative of the copper dragons.
My name is
But
Sarah, and I'm here with.
as you speak, the gold dragon goes up. Elven scum! Did I ask you to speak?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sorry. Hmm.
If this weren't part of the ancient tradition, I would not have you at this meeting. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Keep your tone respectful.
What if I don't want? I'm not actually saying that. Ignore me.
Okay.
Oh God, Eve. You're playing with hot fire there.
The discussion up for debate is whether or not we, the good metallic dragons, should help the small humanoids. I will make my case firm and simple. No.
Why? Why? Why not?
How dare you ask me why, elven scum?
Which of my companions would you rather be talking to? The
Lit-
goblin?
Literally anyone else.
All
What
right.
did he do
I'll
to
go.
you?
I'm not talking to this guy.
Guys, please calm down.
Sarah flips him the finger.
Sarah,
Oh.
Sarah, stop it. Um, hey, please, what was the gold dragon's name again?
It was Protanther.
Wait, say that again.
Protanther.
Protensor. Uh, may I ask, why do you stand on no?
You are pathetic small creatures who are pathetic, small, and stupid. Do I need any other reason?
Hmm. Where do you others stand?
The brass dragon Illithra says, "At the moment, I'm undecided. I'd like to hear what everyone, yourselves included, have to say."
All right.
Otari Lacanart, the silver dragon you guys came in on, I am also undecided. Whilst I would like to strike now and hard, as I would like, the gold dragon says, I don't know if even we can do it on our own. But even with that being said, I'm not the most trusting. We need to know that you guys, your people, and the leaders of those factions can have our interests at heart as well.
What is your
Nimar,
interest?
the bronze dragon, says, "Oh man, I'm all for it.
I like that guy.
Little people are great. You know what I'm saying?" And the actually, I do. I would be for it on one condition.
The condition being?
Miss Furbolg,
Yes. Oh, geez. What was that?
that crossbow you carry, the heavy one,
Yes.
where did you acquire it?
I don't even remember what the
If
story's called.
just to remember. Yeah, oh yeah, I was gonna say it was from. We bought it from the antique shop.
We
Back in
bought it at
Hawaii.
the antique shop.
You purchased, so
Yes,
you
sir.
didn't personally take it from my hoard.
Nope.
That's good to
Oh,
hear.
I would never do that.
Ooh.
Well, in that case, I am to wonder if you would have any problem returning a stolen item.
We stole something?
If they were just saying that that crossbow was originally stolen from their hoard. Not
can I roll
mine.
an insight check on this to see if I think that that crossbow is actually stolen?
Go for it.
I think it is.
What did you roll? Just out of curiosity.
25.
25?
25.
Ooh.
25.
All right, let me just see what you can tell. I can just grab the bloody stat block so we can have. Just, this isn't here. This isn't here to fight. I just need to put this here so that I can roll some dice.
Oh god, we're gonna fight that thing?
That is why I'm trying to calm Sarah down and taking the lead vocal point, because it's like I am not gonna be here to fight 5 metallic dragons all at once.
It feels to you like she's being honest.
Oh, okay.
But basically, if someone had stolen that crossbow from this dragon, maybe the shopkeeper, probably not, because they're probably not going to a dragon's den, and then so do the crossbow. Like that, he eventually got the hands on it and then sold it to you.
All I ask is a simple returning of what is mine.
If I return it, what do I get in return?
Satisfaction. Living.
Are you asking for a gift in return?
Please.
That's not usually how being a good Samaritan works, just so you know, Kendra.
The gift is that I will vote in favor of helping you.
I guess I'll give it back to her.
Thank you. So
Do
you
you have
return it?
any? Yeah. Do you have any idea of where I could get another crossbow like this by chance?
I'm sure there are many that were never part of my hoard, that you can find out there. That being said, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
So that makes it 2 votes for us, 1 vote against us, and 2 undetermined. Uh,
The fact is, though, we need no votes against to succeed, to actually support you.
hmm.
Might be time to hear out what the other dragons want.
Oh,
Well,
I can't even talk to the no voter, so that's all on you guys.
well, what do you three want? I look towards the gold, the
Hmm. All right.
bronze, and the silver.
How about this? I will rescind my no vote. The gold dragon speaks up. If you can do me a small, tiny solid, and he looks again to you, Sarah.
Uh huh.
A long time ago, the elves had done me a major disservice, let's call it.
Which was?
It is the Draco Rage Mythal.
Do I know anything about this event that he's describing,
Make a
or how
history
long
check.
ago it is? Okay.
That's an 18.
Your history's great.
Yeah, you're so good at this, Gary.
So what it was basically some people, and I guess elves were a major part of this, had basically caused like a magical effect that basically made all dragons and dragon-blooded folk become more agitated and reckless, and basically like mindless rage machines.
Oh,
Wait, what?
This was about. Let's see. Tyranny of Dragons year. Uh, over like decently over 100 years ago. Like it is 1491 right now. This happened in 1373, like when it reached its like big climax.
wow. This guy is still being salty over this.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. So, from how? Wait. So basically, the elves did something into the forest where dragons became mindless rage machines.
Yeah,
Why would the elves want to do?
Wait, yeah, why the fuck would the
Yeah,
elves do
yeah.
that?
I'm confused of why the elves would, of all people, would do that.
I mean that is a great question. You know of the event, you do not know the motive behind it.
And
Okay, maybe we let him keep talking
yeah,
then.
let him keep talking like that.
Right.
Wow.
What I want is a public and preferably humiliating apology from someone who speaks for the elves, like some kind of elven king or something. If you can get me that,
Well, it so happens that in the last town meeting back in Waterdeep, we
Uh.
what?
Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't want to know that.
Um. Hmm. Can
That was very in character, by the way. That happened.
oh okay
I'm pretty
well it
like
well
that. He was in
some
the middle of
yeah,
role play.
yeah, I got
oh,
you.
oh
Yeah,
uh I mean a simple apology shouldn't be that bad. We recently saw the the ruler of the what is that place called? The Evergreen Forest or something?
Nope.
No, what was it?
The Misty Forest.
The Misty Forest. That's what it was. It was
I
one of
don't
the
know
two.
where you got Evergreen from.
I don't know. We saw the what seemed like the king of the Misty Forest back in Waterdeep during the town meeting. I couldn't tell you if they're still there. We'd have to ask around back there, but we could probably get that apology for you. Maybe.
Fine then. If you're willing to do that, I suppose I will at least allow to hear you out.
And then the bronze dragon, which was the indifferent one, wanted to hear
The
the
bronze
others.
dragon? The bronze dragon. The bronze dragon was the one that was very much for you guys.
Oh, I thought it was the copper one that was for us.
No, bronze is for.
Okay, then what was the copper one?
The copper one. So you're addressing Taz Mikella this time.
Right.
Me. Oh well, you already did what you
Right.
wanted.
He was the one that
She wanted the item.
Wait.
And you gave the item.
Oh. What about the silver dragon?
Right.
I-
Silver dragon. I mean, do you have something you want to say? Sarah?
Hmm? Oh, don't we only need to get rid of the negative vote?
You need to get rid of the negative. You need to have a majority for.
I thought we already had a majority for.
No, you had neutrals.
You had
Ah,
two for us, two neutrals, and a no.
Yeah. Well, now there is a bunch of neutrals, but you need majority, so you need one more yes.
all right. I'm gonna ask the silver dragon what they want.
Me, yes. Right. So yeah, this is Otari Liakonos, who again you're right in. Oh, honestly,
Hmm?
right. I'd. There is something I would appreciate.
What is that?
A matter of respect. You see, the dirty dwarves had done me a large disservice and had slain a valued kin of mine. I do not ask for an embarrassing apology like Protenthar. All I ask is those remains are returned to me.
Oh.
I do also want an apology, but mostly I want those remains returned to me.
Well, we can surely try for both, although I'm not quite exactly sure how apologetic dwarves can be.
I know, but if they can feel the direness of the situation is worth doing so, I'd definitely be more in favor of us coming to your aid and us working together.
Right. We could surely do that.
That's good to
Yes,
hear.
of course.
Mhm.
Right. In that case, I will change my vote to 4.
Okay. So we have a majority now, right?
You do, yeah. You could still try and do stuff for the others, or you can leave it at that.
Uh, let's just see what the other dragon wants. Can't hurt. The last one.
There's only one simple thing I want. The brass dragon, Iluthra speaks. I should first say, I actually do have fondness for humanoids. I do. And what I know is that, despite what my cohorts say, it's not entire peoples can't be held accountable for the actions of one.
You seem a lot more
Right.
down to earth.
I wouldn't say that. However, there are artifacts that are currently in their hands, the cult that is, that I think should not be in any humanoid's hands.
It wouldn't happen to be the masks, would it?
It would.
Right.
Upon the cult's defeat, and upon the cult's defeat, and upon the recovery of these masks, I'd ask that they be returned to me and mine. That is all.
Hmm.
I think we should just decide that when we discover what the masks do.
We know what they do. Weren't we? Didn't we find out that
We don't.
they were the
We
goal of the
don't know what they do.
You know one thing they do.
Yeah.
Oh, so they could have multiple. You know, you're right.
I suppose I have no choice but to listen to my kin on this one. And then you hear a sigh from Protenthar. I suppose the yeses have it.
Thank you.
We'll be working with you.
Of course.
Looking forward to it.
I am not. Especially you. And those dastardly elves and humans. All right. All right. And then Arthur says, with that, shall we return to Waterdeep?
Indeed. It was a pleasure to speak with you guys. I give a little bow of respect.
Protenthar's like, no, it wasn't. Now go away. And I better get that apology, and it better be groveling on his knees, and it's definitely a little embarrassing.
We will do our
should
best.
head back as soon as possible so we can go grab said elf.
Right, I'm thinking like get the elf guy because we at the very least know that he's at the very least in Waterdeep or somewhere near Waterdeep.
I mean, this was a 3-day trip. You don't know if he's still in Waterdeep.
Fuck. Okay.
Need to hope he's in Waterdeep.
I hope he's still in Waterdeep too, man.
I will note, you were not given like a deadline of it has to be immediately now that the apology happens. The apology has to happen.
Yeah, just that the apology has to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so Atari Liekanos comes and takes you another good 3-day trip to Waterdeep.
Also, I just thought about it. Where's that human person that was in the town meeting?
I roll a con save to see how well I handled the trip this time.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
actually funny you asked that.
Oh wait, is it gonna be revealed that
So,
human was the
just
dragon?
wait. Give me a second. Let it happen. Let things play out.
Okay.
Definitely a lot better. You're handling it pretty good. So you guys fly back forth. You're in Waterdeep, and as you land, as you get off of her back, a flash of light, and then the blonde human Elia, stands before you.
Oh, you're the humanoid from the
Oh.
meet. Not humanoid. You're the human from the meeting.
Yes, I felt it was better that I go to that meeting in a less intimidating to you smaller folks form.
Can I roll an insight to see if I can figure out what kind of form this is? Because I have an idea.
Like what kind of form?
Yeah, I think she's a god.
What?
Or
Okay, I am going to just stop you right there. Transforming into humans is a known ability dragons have.
I didn't know that. But
Oh.
That's interesting to know.
This would not spark you a thought this is a god.
wait, was it the dragon that turned into that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I zoned out. I just
Oh,
heard
God.
that the human appeared in front of us. I was like,
Oh.
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 Oh my god.
that's what I thought that they were.
Okay, yeah, no, not a god.
I was thinking there was something up with the person, but I figured I wouldn't even be able to figure it out anyway.
Fair enough, but yeah.
So I didn't
But yeah,
bother. in the first
good
meeting.
job on the meeting. I will, by the way, say your party comp actually. I think, by the way, playing two races that weren't playable at the time of the publishing of this adventure kind of made things a lot easier for you guys.
Wait, what?
Is there like
Oh, Goblin and
special things for
Or are they racist towards a bunch of races?
Yes, the reason that the first guy was unfriendly was he didn't like elves.
Oh, what? Can we know what all of them are? Since we're probably not gonna figure that out. Like the first one was
One of
elf.
them is dwarves.
Well, they're
Uh,
racist, the dwarves, or were they?
Yeah, the silver dragon does
one
not like
was.
dwarves.
Oh, you know, fair.
I think it is really like. Uh, oh yeah, yeah. So humans, Pros is not like humans either,
okay.
but he
So,
hates elves more.
Which makes sense because they did something that I just don't understand why.
Yeah,
Like that seems so weird. Like why make them matter? Why make
I
something
don't
that is
know.
why make something that's
If you guys want to look up the wiki page on this, go ahead and be my guest.
I might after this session because that sounds completely just like what.
Yeah. But yeah, no. But yeah, you guys did a good job. You're good, and you guys return, and
I was so
you
thinking
guys
there was
are
gonna
back
be
in Waterdeep.
I was so thinking there were gonna be charisma checks, and I'm like, Sarah's
I mean,
the
there could
only
have been.
I
There
know there
could
could have
have
been.
been,
I know there could have
but
been, but I was like, other than
I think
Sarah,
there's
none of
only
us are
charisma.
charismatic.
all right. Well, anyways, back into the
Yep,
game.
yep.
You are back into this.
so,
So-
we just got back at Waterdeep, right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you
Is
for the
there
safe
anyone
travel.
waiting?
Is everyone
So,
what?
where did we get dropped off at exactly? Are we dropped off?
Same place left. Same the lower dark
Okay.
Dockwood district, basically.
Hmm.
Um,
We should probably get back to the
where we
we should probably
don't think that the council's still going on.
well no we could or where would they see if the druid person left or the elven king left? Wouldn't it be the
I mean, you could check into the Palace of Lords.
I think that might be our first stop. It's probably there just
Yeah.
to check it out.
So that's where you guys are headed.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you go back to the opulent Palace of the Lords. You do see Layla Silverhand. Or you're brought before Layla Silverhand. You are supposed to put your swords away again,
Of course.
and it's like, you're back. So, can we expect the metallic dragon's aid in the battles to come?
So, here's the thing. In order to convince them, because they go off of a voting system, we had to make them a few promises.
Nothing horrible, I hope.
Well, one of them is just one of the dragons wants a apology from a representative of the elves.
Fun.
It was over something called the
Yeah, what
was the thing called again?
what was the thing called again?
The Draco Rage
Great
mythal.
catastrophe.
Something about the Dracolave mythal. I butchered that entirely.
No, you did. Yes. Let me just post the wording and
Yes.
spelling in the thing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the Draco Rage mythal.
Okay.
It is literally dragon rage and then the word mythal.
Right. Yeah, apparently he was like really mad about that. Would Sarah have told us about what that was on the trip back?
That that's her call.
Yeah, I would have.
Right. Apparently, it caused the dragons to rage, which uh, I don't
Yes,
understand.
I've heard of such a thing in histories. I'm not proficient to the knowledge myself, but I assume you want it from
A very high spot. We
yes,
assume the king.
of course,
Is
yes,
he
and
still he's still in town?
he is not. But actually, it's his territory that we are currently discussing.
Oh, is something
Um,
happening to it?
Something of the sort, yes. Actually, you might be the people we need.
Oh, all right.
that means it's not a good thing.
Well, maybe.
Not, no. Okay.
Well, Marv, how could it be a good thing if we were needed?
Uh, who knows? Maybe,
It's not.
maybe,
It's
maybe
not like
we're.
we're going out making peacemaking arrangements.
I mean, we did with those
Even though
dragons to a certain degree.
I was about to say, even though we just did.
Yeah, you were literally just sent to do that thing you said you're never
Yeah,
sent to do.
somehow Wild Wolf was the main talking point of it.
Uh, right. Well, follow me. It's not a council meeting per se, but it's definitely something.
Right.
And I wouldn't say as bad as interesting, strange, an opportunity might be a good word.
Oh, question.
Um,
While we're heading into the meeting area, you wouldn't
Yeah.
happen to know who runs or rules over the dwarves as of right now, do you?
Um, there we go. Uh, right. It is Conrad Bronnenville. He was present at the meetings, though had not much to say.
Okay. One of them did request a, well, possible apology, but they more wanted the remains of one of their kin. If we could
We'll,
potentially discuss on that eventually.
well, of course, we'll bring this up with both next meeting. But like I said, this might be more pressing. Again, an opportunity maybe.
Right.
And you get into quite a charge of people being like a rattling room of like a small table. I've returned. Apologies for the interruption. So, as you were saying, and then you see this like elf like muddied up with like torn up clothes. I I I I, I don't know. Just ah. Well, the attack it stopped.
what?
What attack?
Altan, our settlement, it was under attack by those bastards. But maybe we managed to scare them away or something. I'm not sure. But the attack stopped prematurely.
Hmm.
Uh,
Did it seem like any of them acted weird during the attack?
Uh, I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
Hmm.
what I
And
immediately think is maybe they attacked looking for something that they found.
I hope not. I don't want those bastards having anything that they want.
Well, what could they also want down there? That's the question.
I don't know. I'm just a messenger.
Hmm.
And that's where I think you guys can come in.
So we need to go to the Misty Forest.
Yes, in the settlements of Alpend, and see if you can figure something out.
All right. All right. I'm assuming we're all good to go down.
Well,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
all right then. Well,
Sounds
I'm
like
going
a
to call a
plan.
break because I got to run to the washroom.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go too.
Yeah. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna hop on to Reddit to see if how many upvotes, if it has any. Oh, 3 comments. Wow. Okay.
And I'm back.
Me too.
Okay, so wait on Curie then, I guess. Out of pure curiosity, I believe. I think they're doing it like in video form right now because I don't think it's ready just yet. Oh, was it 12 p.m., not 12 a.m.? Oh.
Alright, I'm back.
I was wrong. We're knocking him at midnight today.
Wait, what happened?
It's 12 p.m. That's when the new rules are coming. The new stuff.
Oh. Oh, so it's gonna be out to technically today.
Just not now.
Right.
So I will guess I will do what I used to do and like do some postings about it.
You know what? Out of pure curiosity, Dill, what do you think is gonna be in the playtest? I know you don't play D.
Dude,
Haven't played D&D
don't ask.
much.
Just no shit. I don't even think he knows they are playtesting stuff.
The playtest for what?
For one D&D.
I doubt he knows what that is.
I don't.
It's the newest D&D. It's fine. I was just curious if you
Yeah,
thought of anything.
I would say this, Ross. he has played technically twice, but really just once.
And it's this campaign.
Yeah.
I was just
So
curious.
I feel like he has not had the time to form a strong opinion. Because if you want to know, if you have to have an opinion of what changes in an update, you need to have a greater opinion.
Also, please, while we're waiting for Kiri, did you look at the comments on your post?
Have there been some?
Yeah, before we left on break, I took a glance at it, and there, as of right now, there are two
All right, I'll
actual
take a
ones.
look. Okay, I'll take a look.
One really long, one sort of short.
All right, that one's just a. Wow, that one was. I think he missed the point. The non-comment definitely missed the point.
Which one missed the point?
Let me read the com. It's like you're the asshole. If you make encounters by the book rules of COS, most likely will be too easy,
Oh,
too
you're
hard.
reading the
A
wrong
lot of
one.
monsters. He's trying to defend the dungeon master, not realizing.
he he read part way through it, then was like, oh, okay, I gotta react at this point and not finish the whole thing and then react.
Yeah, I think he must have, because he definitely like.
I read the second one and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that one's fine. I know that my formatting is a little hard to read. I'm like, I feel the need to point out that this is I am the just just to make it clear, I am the DM. This was mostly just
Roasting
my
yourself.
my first game. I definitely improved. Really improved. That's in my first game. I've definitely improved. Not a major horror story. Clear. I am the DM.
Are you though?
Yes,
I know.
we've established. I think we have established fairly well that I'm the DM.
I'm just doing that for you, like, man.
I will say, apparent like people have apparently seen the thing. 1.8k views ain't bad.
Wait, 1,008? Wait.
Only I
8K?
can see that. 1.8k.
Oh shit.
I mean, this is a big subreddit.
I didn't realize that many people would see it that quickly. It's only been up for an hour. Or actually, a little more than an hour now.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's we're getting some decent views. A 36% upvote rate, which I don't know what that really means at this point.
It's like, I think that means 36% of the people that have viewed your
I'm
post
gonna
actually
do a
liked it.
thing. I'm gonna follow this post on my Reddit mobile account that I have for some reason.
I can't even see how many people up. Are you talking about upvoting?
Yeah, I mean, this is stuff I can see because I posted.
Oh, because I was gonna say, I just see the regular upvote.
New DM. I'm going to follow, subscribe to this post. That way, every time you get something posted, I'll get notified. Not a major horror story. Yeah, but no, it's like I like how I think this guy didn't bother reading the whole thing and thought I was just bashing. I don't know, bashing the oh fine the DM. Not a major horror story.
I mean, my major hope, whenever I go into DMing, which that still probably will be a while, my goal is to, at the very least, maybe once a session or at the end of the campaign itself, I'll ask hey, how did I do? What are stuff that I could do you guys think I could maybe improve upon? You know what I mean? Just little things like that. Cause
No, I mean it's
from my
it's
mistakes.
clear that this guy did not finish the post and missed very much that this, which I think is hilarious.
So while we're waiting, Dale, how was your day?
It was okay.
That's good. Work was
Oh
fine.
crap!
It was pretty normal, but I had fun people to work with today, so.
Oh, you didn't have annoying Mick. No, special order guy.
Nick
Yeah,
asshole.
no. I haven't seen him in a while, actually.
Oh god.
Maybe he finally got fired.
Maybe.
Yo, you guys
I'm
want?
back.
Oh, welcome back.
You know what? Can I go?
So we have some commenters on the post, Fury, and
what's up?
one of the commenters absolutely did not read the post.
What did they say?
I will read it to you right out loud. YTA, if you make encounters by the book rules of CR, then most fights will be too easy or too hard. A lot of monsters can TPK and be within encounter rules. There are no rules for RP in combat and fighting besides using action talk. Maybe the DM doesn't have time to make a fully fledged campaign. It takes a lot of time to make a world. I spend sometimes 20 hours a week making a campaign for my friends. If you've never done it, you might not understand what it takes to have a fully prepped game. It's okay for your DM to have a flavor of the week. Dungeon Master's Guide advises DMs to make adventures a string of random or semi-random adventures until the climax. Not everyone wants RP. Some people just want to hang out with cool people, make jokes, and roll dice. If it was so boring, why did you come back to the group every session with a negative attitude? All new DMs make the same mistakes and have to learn.
Also, I just realized something. When you read
Yeah?
that, it takes an action during your turn in combat.
I have generally ruled not to do that.
Thank you for that, because that would have been so fucking annoying. What the hell? I feel like it shouldn't take more than 6 seconds to be hey, you're stupid. That would make it to where Vicious Mockery is oh, you're speaking. That you're taking your
this
actions.
guy is definitely number one a by the rules person.
Mm-hmm.
And is also I very clearly missing the point of the post. By 7,000 miles.
But anyway, because Dill brought it up, can I talk about a bad coworker story real quick? Well, not a story, but stuff that my coworker did who doesn't work there anymore.
Sure.
I was asking.
Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, he was one of those people. He literally hit on all the women at context. I work at a restaurant. He hit on.
You work at a bar, is where you work.
Right, bar. He hit on all the women, which included my mom, who was engaged at that time.
Oh.
Yeah, that was.
Got me up, my man.
Jesus Christ. I was he almost caused a fight with another coworker who was actually the person that trained me originally. A whole bunch of stuff. But here's the part I want to talk about. So after he was fired, where this place is, I won't give location, but there's a sidewalk in front of the restaurant.
Okay.
Basically, he would ride his bike across that sidewalk in front of the restaurant, flipping the restaurant off every day.
Oh, yeah.
And this one time, sadly I was not the one to see it, but my other coworker did. This one time that he was riding across that sidewalk, flipping off the restaurant, he flipped face forward off of his bike and landed on the sidewalk. Hey, who's doing that?
Me.
How do you...
The person who has the power to do that fully and entirely without being
You know what,
anything.
coworker? If you somehow find this video, fuck you.
Okay, well,
Anyway, sorry.
with that, I will say, So it turns out I read the time wrong.
8.
Nice. It's 12 p.m., not 12 a.m. So the new stuff is gonna be tomorrow at 12.
Ah,
So
unlucky.
10 and a half hours from now. All right. With that, shall we get back to the game?
No. Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, right here.
We were talking about the meeting with the people.
Yes. So, right, you were told that the attack had an attack at somewhere called Alton has halted. So you guys basically go to the Misty Forest. I should point out, by the way, the Misty Forest is aptly named as there is a fog everywhere, and it is definitely obscuring your vision.
Mm-hmm.
You are currently riding the Misty Forest right now.
It's so hard to see in here.
True enough. I can barely see in front of my face.
You were given instructions on how to get to Alton, so one person, make a survival check for me. See how good you guys are
Dill.
at getting there.
Preferably not me because mine's +0.
I went
What's
for
our
Dill.
highest survival?
It'd be
I'm
Dill.
sick.
I'm good at that.
It would be Dill.
+7.
All right, go for it. The Twix is leading the
Ooh.
charge. So I'll be honest, Twix.
Like
Like you are good at tracking, but you usually use your eyes to track is the problem,
What
and
am I
you
using
can't
now?
even see your own fingers right now.
Oh, I see. It's misty, right?
Yep, that is in fact why it's called the Misty Forest. You guys do eventually get there, but it is fairly late when you get there.
Okay.
About like it is late. No one is quite awake, but there is definitely an air of tension for the few people you can find. You are in the small village of Alton.
Can we see from? Actually, wait.
Can you see? Is the first question you're asking, to which I will tell you no.
Okay.
Can we?
Your vision right now is your hands. That's it. Like you could probably see some shadow through the fog, maybe. What are you looking for?
You want that? I forgot what I was gotta go try to look for.
Okay then. You guys are in the village of Alton, though.
Can we see if there's a like a tavern?
I don't know. Can we see?
I hate you, Kier.
So you're looking for some place to like hold you up?
Yeah.
Like to stay for the night.
Make an investigation check.
Come on, dice, dice. You will be good for me this time, or I will change you out immediately. Okay, you know what? You don't get to change out this time. Because that's actually decent. Not bad, but decent. Watch me one off from finding something.
Okay, so all right. So you look around. You don't find what would be considered a technical inn per se, like not the kind you're used to at least. But you do find a small, tiny, like little home, and it should be noted, like beds are not a common furniture here.
Sarah, have
But
any
you-
comment on that?
Beds are.
Yeah.
Sarah, no comment?
On what? Beds not being normal here?
That you kept on making comments about how Sarge did not use a bed.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus
Oh, yeah.
Christ. I
Okay.
have to remind you of your own bit.
That being
Did
said,
you come from this place?
You find a small place. Oh, we don't get, and like there's this lady. It's, again, hard to judge age for an elf. It is, but a lady is the best you got for now. Who is on a small table. We don't get too many visitors around here, especially from outside the misty forest.
We're here on business, I guess you could say.
Ah, well, I suppose you would like a place to settle down for the night, yes?
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
that'd be great.
1 silver per person, and I'll arrange something for you.
Of
It's
course.
not going to be the most comfortable, though.
Of course.
It's fine. I slept
Okay.
on worse.
Yeah.
I had,
He doesn't.
and I,
Generally, he doesn't even sleep in anything. It's on the ground, like a barbarian.
okay, barbarians sleep and stuff. By the way, I hand her
He
a
wasn't.
piece of silver.
Anyways, right? Yeah.
I think the
Thank
joke
you.
just went straight over your head, didn't it, Ross?
Of course it did.
No, it went
Right.
straight down to the ground.
So you guys are basically led to a small room with like some blankets are provided for you. Basically,
Nice.
it is a meditation room, is what it is.
Oh,
Sarge, just a little stretch.
And I assume you guys are gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
meditate
Okay.
into sleep.
Okay. Are you actually like doing a thing where you're like putting your cross-legged and then?
Yes.
All right. I want you to make a acrobatics check.
He breaks his knee.
Acrobatics.
This is a thing he's
It's-
good at. So yeah.
Fuck.
So you guys see as Chris comes into this room and just kind of sits down, crosses his legs and arms, and it looks like he's like contemplating and like meditating, and then he falls back and sleeps.
I didn't
It
realize
should be
Twix
noted, by
was-
the way, that Twix technically is generally used to having to sleep on very uncomfortable surfaces. This isn't
Interesting.
something that's like
Do it over time.
completely unusual to him. Not like all the time. He generally has like a pile of leaves and a bit of cloth that he would use, but that wasn't always available.
Yeah.
Sarge stretches
Sometimes I
and
forget
lays
that you
there.
were quite. Sometimes I forget you were quite literally like a wild animal before you somehow, for some reason, gained sentience one day and joined us.
I mean, it's not.
Well-
I will say this: goblins are sentient. They have a very. To most humanoids, though, their culture would seem very strange.
Yeah, but
It's
like
the
he
only-
hasn't been really exhibiting any weird goblin traits. He's
Yeah.
been like a normal dude.
Yeah, no, and that is absolutely something with Twix specifically.
Yeah, he
He is well read for a goblin, among other things. Which generally gives him a bit of an edge over any. If any other goblinkin was put into his situation, it would not have gone this way.
Bro, now I have an idea of playing like a goblin shaman. That's a wizard.
Fair enough. Anyways. Right. That being said, you guys do get uncomfortable, but some sleep. Although, admittedly, the sleep is interrupted by a voice saying, "Can we finally kill some things?
Has
It has been weeks without stabbing anything."
Hazaron, quiet down. This is meant to be a diplomatic mission.
That's what I mean. Diplomatic mission. Diplomatic mission. We have to go see the dragon, but we can't stab them.
Hazaron, there will be a battle eventually. You gotta learn to have patience, please.
There better be.
Keep in mind, you're keeping the warrior that wields you up, which makes me harder to fight.
I don't really care who wields me, though.
But I wield you the best.
I actually think I could wield you better than he could, Hazaron.
I stare at Sarah blankly.
That being said, I don't care who wields me. Just find something to stab and soon. I'll be quiet though. And silence.
Good. Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Shoot.
All right, so we cut to the morning. Again, rough sleep, and it should be noted, like the thing about elves is they don't do sleep. First off,
I
so
think half elves still do sleep,
yes,
right?
half elves do. I'm talking about elves. You're in elven culture.
Okay.
So what I'm getting at is like you actually can kind of like throughout the entire night as you're trying to sleep, you can hear like a lot of walking and talking fairly loudly throughout the entire night. But the morning does come.
This is why I hate other elves. They're so loud during the night because they never sleep.
Hey, everyone is different. Alright, so what do we want to do? Do we want to try to find the king to talk to him, or do we want to
This is
investigate?
not where the king lives.
Not at all.
And if you
Are
thought
you
you were
sure?
going here for the king,
Well,
okay, I do like the idea
but
that
it's
King
sorry.
Wilder thought
Ronor
this
Well,
thought they
yeah.
were
random
going here
small
for the
village.
king.
I was my Sarge was thinking that the king was in the Misty Forest. He didn't know how big the Misty Forest was, and we're also
I mean,
investigating
fair,
the
but you
attack.
guys are in like a small town. The reason this place doesn't have like an actual like inn is because it's a small town.
Okay,
This is not a
so
place that gets visitors.
so once we're up, we we step outside. Since it's daylight out, even though it's still misty, is it possible to see like from like damages to the village where it would have ended up stopping at, like a particular
Make,
building?
make an investigation check.
Come on, dice. I will swap out your color immediately if you fail. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Uh, it's still foggy as hell.
Still can't see anything out here.
So the elves just put up with this, I guess.
I will note, by the
Fog.
way, it was not foggy inside the building.
Right.
Wait, is it one of those things where we could see perfectly from inside the building out?
No. It wasn't foggy inside the building as far as inside the building was concerned.
Mm.
Right. So, what do you do?
Ah. Where should we start looking?
Um, what were we looking for again?
Basically,
There
we're trying
was
to figure out.
there. You were told that this place was attacked, but the attack, whereas most attacks in the Misty Forest ended with a death toll of 100% of the population, this
So
one
this
ended with a
must
death toll of 25% of the population.
Huh.
So it gives you it gave you opportunity to maybe figure out how the attacks go, and maybe figure out why it ended with such a low death toll. But mostly, it's a good chance to get like an insight to how the attacks go.
Was that here? This small town?
This small town, yes.
So,
Okay.
is there like a gatekeeper?
Make a perception check. See if you can
Okay.
see one.
Alright, I just changed my dice.
Ooh,
Nice.
no gatekeepers.
Hard to say. Everything is covered in fog.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe if you
fog
spend the time
keepers.
going to the gate, you'll know. But
Yeah. I'm going to the gate.
Let's just go to the gate.
all right, what you find is a guardsman who is basically on his own and just looking out the gate with like is like It's as if he's anticipating an attack.
How's it going? Were you
Ah!
the? Relax.
Sorry, I
Yeah, I
thought
can
you
tell
were.
you're a little bit high strung.
Who wouldn't be? And the worst part is, thanks to the recent attacks, I'm so short-handed that I have to put this entire side of the town on my own.
Wow.
Uh, you,
On your
what were
own.
you doing during the attack? What
Uh,
was your original job?
I mean, I've always been a guardsman, if that's what you're asking.
Well, what was your positioning?
Well, they had me more guarding the more higher parts. And he points up, and like you can see, like there's like a higher areas in the town, kind of like built into trees and some hills and stuff.
Does it look like from up there, from like where I'm looking? Does it look like that would have like a good general view of what everything that's happening?
I mean, if things weren't covered in fog, maybe. Although, interestingly enough, you've seen like burn and scorch marks like you walking around. Looking up, not so much something you can see.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I kind of forgot about the fog.
Yeah, this fog
Yeah.
is really going
I
to.
was gonna ask this guy about the how they attacked.
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, right. Uh, uh, the only thing I saw was the dragon, which was scary enough, believe you me.
What kind of dragon was it?
It was a green one.
Green. Alright.
Yeah.
Green.
Make a nature check. Anyone who wants to.
Does
Oh,
that mean
anyone?
anyone who wants to?
Anyone who wants to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. I get to show off the new dice if it actually worked. What was it again? Nature?
Nature.
Nature.
Yeah. Twix and Sarah, you guys generally know that green dragons, Twix from books, well, actually, both of you guys from books you would have read.
Yeah.
Because none of you have ever seen one.
Mhm.
No.
Spew poison gas out of their breath. And they're poison elemented dragons.
Misty.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, how many dragons were attacking? Was it just the one?
Just the one's all I saw.
Hmm.
Did you see what direction he went off in as he was retreating?
No, I can't say I did. He did have a rider, though.
What kind of
Oh.
rider?
What? What do you say?
I said, what kind of rider?
Uh, hard to say through the fog. Human, I think.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Was he wearing purple robes?
And
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Nah,
That does make sense.
one of those.
How'd you know?
Um, just a guess.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
During our travels, we've come across a few of those robed people ourselves. We even got a pair with us.
Interesting.
And
Good to know.
I pull out the I pull it out to show.
That's pretty similar. I mean, I don't know about these finer details. Hard to make out through the fog, but that's generally what I saw.
Right.
Mm.
Did you see what the were you able to tell from up there? I know it was foggy, where the fight stopped and they ended up stopping attacking.
Uh, no, sorry.
Hmm.
I can't say I have.
Did anything happen before they left? Or-
There are some people towards the middle of the town who were the bottom row who were in the thick of it but managed to make it out unscathed. You might be better off asking them.
Alright, thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Try not to sneak up behind me again, okay?
Oh,
We
don't
don't-
worry.
right.
We'll do it every time. I'm just
The
messing with you.
line for a guard to be this easily startled.
Look, I'm not normally this easily startled.
It's fine. The soldier's stressed.
Yeah, stress.
Yeah, you're doing good work, soldier.
Thank you.
I poke his shoulder with mage hand.
Ah!
Have you learned nothing?
Actually, wait. With the lighting being so foggy, is Twix still visible?
Probably.
Twix's thing requires darkness,
Darkness.
not obscured vision.
Oh.
So he's still visible, just obscured in the fog like all of you are.
Bro, I'm sure I could fucking freak this dude the fuck out
What?
right
No,
now.
I feel bad for this guy. Don't do it. What are
I
you
could
doing?
do summon Draconic Spirit
Oh,
and
God.
just completely ruin this guy's entire
God.
day.
Is that a thing you're going to do?
No.
And then I could cast fear on him. Oh man,
no.
just a fat prank on him.
No, don't.
That
let's
would
leave
be
this
a
guy-
fat
let's leave this guy alone.
All right, so we're not pranking the guard, right?
No.
Okay, good. So what do you got to do?
He said at the center of town, at the people that were more involved, right?
Something like that. Like some were able to barely survive the attack. We should probably get to the center of town. If we could see it.
I mean, you don't need to see it. You know where it is.
Yeah, it's the center of town.
You are on the southern edge right now.
So we're just gonna go technically up, but more north.
North.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We go north.
All right. You do see a few people. You see this elf kind of patching up some broken stuff, like homes and such. Pump 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 pump. Pump 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 pump. Pump 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 pump. Pump pump pump.
That means go up and talk. I didn't because I don't know what to talk.
I thought he was going through that person that's bonk bonk bonk, and then there were other people in the town.
I mean, there are other people around, yeah. But this is the most prominent person. There are a bunch of other people walking around you can talk to.
I want to hear her hammer more.
Are you asking to do the hammer sound effect again?
No. I'm just
Okay,
fucking,
good. My right hand is now sore, so please don't.
You could have just said hammer noise.
But no, I'm not gonna say hammer noise. That makes more sense.
Now playing hammering noises.
Yeah. Anyway, we walk up to the person trying to fix up the house. Hey, you got a second?
I suppose. He puts the hammer down. You're not from around here.
No, we're from Waterdeep. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Sergeant Wildwarf, and I stick my hand out to shake theirs.
Good to meet you.
So basically we heard about the attack.
You did. Is that why you're here?
Yes. You wouldn't happen to have seen where the attack stopped, right? Like a particular building or something?
Well, I mean, it's not a particular building, but it never hit the higher levels for whatever reason.
The higher levels?
Yeah, up there. Again, you see some like on the trees and hills. They're higher levels of the town that seem to be completely unharmed.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there were. Well, there was the dragon, but I'm sure you've heard of that.
Right, we
And
heard
then
there's a
there were the
riot.
guys in the robes, killing literally every person they saw. Oddly enough, though, they did just suddenly. Then the dragon and the cultists just sort of left.
Right.
They left.
Hmm.
Yeah, left.
Just okay.
Um,
Yo, okay. As a player, I just thought about something.
Mhm.
What if the person that's like in the robes that rode the dragon was actually one of the people that ruled up in the up elves? I have
well,
nothing really to back this up on, but it's just a thought that just came in my head.
so
Like there's a spy or something.
they said that there was one place that was untouched by them
I
the
mean,
entire
it's
time,
it's
right?
not really one place. It's an entire like half the town.
Oh,
Basically, the town is split in like a lower and higher level. The lower level is fairly devastated, though not as badly as other places you've seen.
hmm.
The higher level is untouched.
Hmm. We should we try to investigate up there?
I think so.
If you're looking for someone to talk to, well, our old leader, the priest, he was actually taken out by the attack, but the warden, Galen, has taken up his work. He probably knows more than anybody.
Mhm.
Quick question. Actually,
Yes.
question. How long ago was the fight? The fight?
The attack?
The attack? Yeah.
What was it? Like 10 days ago now?
You said 10 days?
That's what I said, yeah.
Uh, hey, hey,
And
Sarah.
I'm still fixing it up.
What was
Uh, do you remember? Do you are you still able to raise someone after 10 days?
10 days? I
I'm pretty sure
think it's
that is.
14, right?
I believe 10 is the literal like call on Raised Dead.
That was basically
It
me as
is.
that was basically me as a player being
Yeah,
like, so
that is exactly the amount of time I would need for this.
Actually, I said 10 days ago. So wait, I want to double check a ruling here. Raised Dead.
right. That's what I was
It's,
sort of doing because getting that
it's
priest back up might be important if we can.
been 10 days.
Ross,
And
I don't think getting the priest up is as important as you think it would be.
Maybe not, but who knows?
Because I can tell you the priest is probably going to be revived. The book's going to be like, well,
He's meant to
there's
be
nothing
dead.
here for them to be
They're
alive.
meant to
They're
be
supposed to
dead.
be dead. They're meant to be dead.
well,
They don't actually
well,
have anything.
you
They
never
don't have,
know.
I mean, if you guys want to resurrect him, go ahead.
Oh, we can't. Or we can attempt.
Hey, that's up to you. Your job is you get to find the body. You'd have to.
Oh, that's true. We don't even know. Um, was the priest
uh,
or what? You were saying
I
something?
think I actually have a way of resurrecting the priest if I could be shown to his body.
Well, it's just the. And he like, takes you like a small like little mausoleum. He's interred right at the beginning there.
Thank you.
Okay, I would head over there.
I follow with
All
Sarah.
right. So there's a tomb. It is not currently locked. You're able to open up and walk in, and there's like a small coffin, and there is the body of the priest and leader of his village.
I will cast Raise Dead on him.
Okay, you have the diamond?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, he awakens.
So, everything, you'll be all right. Our friend here revived you.
Good morning.
Thank you, child. I thank you. He stands up and like looks tall despite his like clearly feeling like shit. I thank you.
Yes, of course. Well, obviously, we didn't resurrect you just out of the goodness of our hearts,
I
although
mean,
that
I would
definitely
like to
played
think
a.
that would be something you do, child.
Well, I mean, still a good thing we did, but
Right.
we need information from
I
you.
assume you want to know what happened to me.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, of course.
All right. Right. Yes. Give me a moment to compose my thoughts. The attack started. I'll be honest. I have no idea how long it's been.
It's been about 10 days from what we've been told.
Okay. Well, then 10 days ago, the attacks started. And, well, truth is, I had been instructing the guardsmen and myself on what to do on such an occasion, well, constantly. You hear about it happening to your neighbors. In fact, I'm surprised the village is still intact. Did they
Uh,
actually do it? Did they kill the dragon? Did they tell
from
off the cult?
No, they just
from what
left.
from what we told, they stopped mid attack for whatever reason. That reason we're
What?
trying to figure out.
That's strange. The reports I have given were pretty totalitarian from every other settlement that's been attacked.
So you didn't see it.
Well,
Was
I,
it?
I
Was
did
there
see it,
anything
but what
inside
I
of this
saw was
village?
a dragon blast a sting of acidic breath into me. By the way, I will point out, while he's talking, his face kind of still looks disgusting.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, would this village happen to have something that would be of note or worth to these dragon cultists?
But
Because
there
what
is.
I'm thinking happened, perhaps, is they were here to get something specifically. I mean,
Well,
they did leave. They didn't attack the entire top half of the city.
well, if we have something special, we're what? Population 300, at least we were. Uh, uh, if we have something like that, no one ever bothered to tell me.
Hmm. Uh, what was the name of the person that took over as the leader of the town?
I assume you're asking the DM, not this random person who was
Yeah, DM,
dead
DM,
and
DM.
was the leader, and therefore was the person.
Yeah,
Uh,
who doesn't
uh,
know?
yeah,
Wait, someone took my
it was
leadership.
it was Gallon,
Gallon. Hmm.
the village warden,
You wouldn't happen to
which I
know if
believe basically means like the head of the guardsmen.
you wouldn't happen to know if Gallon might have known of anything, would you?
Gallon,
He took over
again,
since you were, well, dead
well,
Dead.
for a
I
good
mean,
day number of days.
someone definitely had to in my absence. But if you wanted to know if he knew anything, you'd probably be best talking to him.
Right. Would you like to join us?
By the way,
As much as I'd
you
love to, I think I need to make the rounds myself and keep a check on things.
You sure? You, you,
Yes.
you,
so you know,
you
in the time you've been dead, uh, you kind of lost your job, so might want to start looking for a new one soon.
I don't think I've totally lost my job. I think someone may have taken it up in my absence, which is all well and good, but that can be discussed later. I have more important things to tend to.
right. What was your name?
Truland.
What was that?
Priest
Druid?
Truland.
Oh, Trulin. Okay.
Trulin.
Okay. Want to make sure I heard you
Also,
correctly.
by the way, I would like to ask you for a bit of a favor. So you see, the way that I brought you back to life isn't exactly free.
Oh,
I like a
unfortunately.
little bit of reimbursement.
Make a persuasion check and we'll see what can be done for you.
Damn.
Oh,
Very well.
Still 17.
I mean, I don't have the kind of money you're almost certainly describing, but
Well, it's
I'll
the
see
thought that
what
counts, as
I
they
can
say.
do. But right now, I have nothing on me
Right. He just
but
got
my
back from the.
clothing.
He just got rose back from the grave, which,
But
to be fair, probably wasn't even expecting that to happen.
once I've had the chance to take stock of things before you leave, come see me in my home. And he like points to a specific spot in the village, like that's where I live. Come see me there, and I'll see what I can do.
Right.
Okay. Hmm.
We start heading towards Wait, did he tell us
Yeah.
where we would find the person?
I'm going to say yes, even though I didn't, because I don't have a map of the place in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go find him.
All right, you go to this home, and you like there's like kind of like basically the equivalent of a wooden log, though not quite the way it would be in like the more human places.
I knock on the door.
Oh, but this is the upper half of the village now, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh, it feels so upper.
All right. You knock.
Knock, knock, knock.
You hear it unlock, and the door opens.
Johnny.
And then you guys go in.
Yes, we
Yeah.
go in.
Stepping into a modest dwelling suspended among iron strong bows, you enter a cozy sitting room. A slim elf sits at a desk and standing to greet you with a forced smile as a raven perched in a nearby cage caws hideously. Welcome to our village. How can I be of service?
Hi, we are looking for...
Roz definitely forgot the name again.
I'm bad with names.
Gallon.
Gallon. We're looking for the man named Gallon.
Well, that would be me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Of course, likewise. I assume that you were sent to deal with the recent attack.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Well,
So basically, we revived the pastor who had died during the attack, and we're
the
trying
priest.
to look... Yeah, the priest.
Oh, well, that's,
I'm the village leader.
yeah, that's
Yep.
that's great.
And we
I'll
were...
have to discuss with him later then. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Can I insight to see if this guy is actually excited that the priest is alive, or if he's a bit salty that he lost his job?
Make an insight check. He's relieved that the priest is alive, but there is something seems to be bothering him.
Oh,
Like there's this look in his eyes that says something is bothering me a lot.
So, basically, we were trying to ask him for information about why the attack and would have stopped if there's a particular item the dragons would have wanted.
give me them surface level thoughts.
Oh shit.
oh boy.
Okay, you know I'm good to stop talking for a second for this.
Oh boy.
A lot of thoughts on the surface, baby.
Surface level thought. This spell is always surface level because like, what the hell is a surface level thought?
That's a
I
fair
think it would be
look at it.
I think that probing deeper into someone's mind is you actually like reading their mind,
Mhm.
while detecting their thoughts is you literally detecting their thoughts. You're thinking, like, you hear their
Yeah,
thoughts.
yeah. So what you see surface level is, oh,
So it would be whatever they're thinking about.
uh, it's. I hope I don't ask too many questions. That's the surface level thought.
Oh, do you want to probe deeper, or do you want me
So
to continue talking?
continue talking,
Okay.
and then I'll get updated.
Yeah. So basically, apparently, from what we've been told, the dragons had stopped attacking out of nowhere. We thought it could have been an item, but he didn't know anything about such item. Would you happen to know about anything of particular note that the dragons would have
Can't,
wanted?
I can't say that I do, unfortunately.
What does it say in his mind?
I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Let me finish one sentence at a time. I can't say that I do, unfortunately. The attack stopping was as much a surprise to me as to anyone. Stop asking these questions. Stop asking these questions. Stop asking these questions.
Can I look at him to see if I can tell if he's lying or not? Or
Um,
not lying, but like, can I see if he's like leaving something out?
make an insight check. Yeah,
Come on, these new dice have got to bring me luck. Come on, give me justice.
you've got no idea.
God damn it.
I have a question.
Yes, little green one.
Yes. Where do you know where the priest was? That what he was? The guy who died?
Yeah.
I assume he was in the lower area of the town when he died.
He was. Yes, he was. I suppose doing his part, I believe, to evacuate and protect who needed protecting.
Right. I mean, no offense, but I'm just curious where you were during the attack.
Ooh.
Yes, my location. And by the way, your thoughts, by the way, were when you were describing the priest was, thank God he was there. More people would have died if he wasn't. I'm sure of it.
Oh,
That was the thoughts.
Mm.
And then for his location, I at the time I must admit I was upper part of town.
right.
Here in my abode, actually.
Okay.
You know
Thoughts were. We need to come up with a good spot to be. Where can I tell them I was?
Oh wait, did I fucking call it again?
Oh no.
Out of curiosity, do you know
Yeah.
why the attack stopped at all?
I have no idea. Oh no! Why do they keep asking me stuff like this?
I fucking called it.
I'm gonna. He's not giving up the bag. I'm gonna dig deeper into his mind.
You're digging deeper.
Yep.
Boy.
Oh boy.
Give me a second.
I can't say I called it yet because I proposed that the person on the dragon was the writer.
Right.
So
Let's
not
go
quite
with.
yet.
Do you have a good stat block to use? We don't. I'll just use this. So you are digging. You are digging deeper into his mind, correct?
Yep.
I'm just gonna use this stat block. Okay. So
Please fail.
let's
Please
see.
fail. Please fail. Come on. Yes.
Okay. You flash to a memory. First off, the attack is underway. The dragons are playing. The cultists are stabbing. Slash, slash, stab, stab, stab. Rah! And poison breath goes through. And then this female elf is up. Galen. Yes, Trissa. Yes, Trissa. We must escape. And then as she's talking, the dragon comes up, breathes its noxious gas, and Trissa is utterly destroyed. He's like, no, my wife. And then we flash to a little bit later as the attack's still underway. The priest just died. No more. And then he goes up to the dragon and the rider. And the rider speaks. What are you doing approaching me? I can look, if you stop the attack on our village, I'll render you a service. I'll keep you intel, tell you other villages worth attacking. I'll do anything.
Oh.
Very well. I accept.
Ooh.
The attack is off.
Oh, we got
Oh,
the
I'll do
fucking
that.
juicy details. Let's go.
And flashback. And after that, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Gods!
What are you doing?
These people have been interloping in my mind.
We were doing what?
We were what?
Interloping in his mind.
He actually
Interloping.
stops in as a cast. Wait a second. No, it's best I don't do that.
You know what?
You know too much.
I think maybe you don't want your guards knowing about this, perhaps.
Yes, I've come to the same realization. By the way, none of you know what she just realized.
Yeah.
Oh no, he. So did he actually say that or no?
He didn't actually say that, but he
Okay.
stopped himself.
I'm like, what?
What
Well,
does she?
I just realized he placed a noble on the ground. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know.
that was just for
Right, for the
rolling
stat
sake.
block, which makes sense.
I mean, you know I've seen everything. I know you're supplying him with intel now. Well, I'm not gonna crack down on you too hard for this, to be honest. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive sometimes, you know? But you were up close with the dragon, correct?
Yes, and the
What
right.
type? What type of dragon? Well, I would have saw what type of dragon is it? Is
It was
like
green, but you also were told like several times over
yeah,
it was a
yeah,
green
yeah.
dragon.
He meant, I think he.
What?
Do you
How
mean the
old does
rider?
it look like? How
How-
old does the dragon look like?
Ew.
This would be your judgment here.
Yeah.
Make a nature check. You know about dragons.
Let's see how good your nature is.
No.
13's okay.
You have seen dragons of different ages described in books, but it's not quite enough to quite get a good picture, unfortunately.
Okay, then I would ask Kim for how old he would think it is.
I don't know.
Damn.
What?
What
Should we go somewhere more private?
I don't think there's literally anywhere more private.
I agree. I also don't think there's literally anyone anywhere
just-
more private.
Just so we know as well, what info had you given them?
Well,
The info
you
I've
do
given,
know where they would be heading next, right?
where they're headed next.
Eventually.
No, I know what info I've given them, but I don't know what of that info they'd act on. And what I can tell you, I suppose, is our meeting place.
Oh.
Oh, that could be good. Where's the meeting place?
And he describes the location. It's kind of through the forest. One thing to note, and this might be helpful, the man on top of the dragon, the one with that deep voice,
Mm-hmm.
who, by the way, he's wearing a mask, by the way, not a dragon mask, but a mask.
Okay.
He was often wet.
Wet?
Yes.
What does that mean?
My first thought was it could be maybe one of the frog people, but it's like, how would one of them be able to ride like, basically, because I'm imagining it as like mounting a dragon and like commanding it.
I mean, that is about what it looked like to you, yes. Well, I don't know what it means, but their clothes was always damp. As if they had just come back from jumping into a lake or something.
Just like
Huh.
That, I guess we'll have to keep that in mind.
is there any bodies of water nearby? Or anything?
There is one, actually. Maybe... Yeah, and he gives you directions. About 30 miles from here, in the direction I was thinking.
Might
When do you
might be
guys always meet?
interesting too.
At night.
Every night?
Every night?
Not every night, but every once in a while when I had something to report.
Well, would they be there?
They might.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. I say we wait until tonight and then go there.
Right.
They having their meeting tonight? Or is it...
Well, I'm not going tonight, but you can and see if he's
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Right.
So what's even our plan when we go there?
I don't know. That is up to you guys.
My idea right now is to try to take one of them, like whoever's their meeting. Like, I'm imagining that this meeting spot, it's gotta be really down low, so it's gonna be.
I don't think that the dragon's gonna be there.
Well,
You know?
I wouldn't imagine, but maybe the dragon will be there. But I'm more planning on, like,
I
a
think-
small battalion.
I think what we do is kidnap whoever looks like they know the most, interrogate them with spells, use like fucking detect thoughts and charm person to just get
Or
whatever
just intimidate them with Hazaron.
information we want out.
But
Azeron doesn't have that good of intimidation.
I would imagine, like, hey, he has a 15 charisma, and I mean, it's a talking sword that like sounds fucking evil as hell. Thanks to Pleeps.
That's evil as hell.
He's not really evil. I don't think anyone would be scared of Hazaron.
Not the way I've played him, no.
No,
Well, no,
not
we
at
as,
all.
We as players wouldn't, but maybe the
I
people
don't
that don't
think
know
our
Hazaron.
characters would either. Because Hazaron is a very pathetic being.
Hey, look, he just embodies the murder hobo syndrome.
He does.
I mean, ultimately, he has no leverage over anything
Except
in
he's really
his
sharp.
life, and he's just like constantly thirsting for murder that he just never gets. And he acts like a little puppy when he gets it.
I can see him as bad cop. Sergeant Hazaron just enter into an interrogation room.
So I think we're waiting until night.
Alright.
Yes. Is there a? Can we tell if there's a shop in the area, whether it be the upper or the lower part of the city, or
Make
town?
an investigation check. And we'll
I
tell you if
looked
there's
at
stuff.
What was that
If
investigation?
you'd like, yeah.
Yeah, investigation.
Because I am curious if there's any chance that we could get, at the very least, a version of a heavy crossbow.
Would you be willing to give me your investigation roll instead?
Please, would you allow me to give it to him?
Yeah, I literally just said yes.
Okay, please. I know
That's why I was asking you. Pleep said yes.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, let's see. You find a,
That was a
Definitely.
3, by the way.
I know.
yeah, I know it was a 3. Your rolls are crazy.
Yeah, you're having my bad rolls, but your modifier is so good that they're making them good.
Yeah, half these rolls have been really bad.
They really,
It's
for
a
you,
Oh, yeah.
modifier.
your rolls tonight, other than your modifiers, haven't shit. Like,
Look
you're
at
straight
that
up.
13 from a 4 up there. That
Yeah.
You do find a small shop. You find a. What do I have it on right now? Is it open? You no, everything's checked. It isn't okay. So yeah, let's go. Let's try this instead. You do find a small shop.
hmm
What can I do for you?
If you're looking
Okay.
for a heavy crossbow,
I do have a heavy crossbow. It's like a
Crossbow.
tall elf. This is how he talks. Yes, I have a heavy crossbow. Nothing fancy.
fucking elves are Canadian, bro. What the fuck?
Hey.
Kendra, would this crossbow suffice? I know it's not like your old one, but
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it is just a heavy crossbow. It's got nice range on it, but it is just a standard heavy crossbow.
Yeah, it'll work.
how much for it?
Right, the price for the his proof. Right. Well, how about 60 gold pieces?
Kendra, do you
That
have
works for me.
six gold pieces?
I have
60 gold
I have
pieces.
plenty of gold.
Okay.
I have
Good
the
to hear.
gold.
Too bad.
60 gold pieces is all I ask.
I'll switch the heavy crossbow +1 to a normal heavy crossbow.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it be a +1 because you would? It was a +1 because of your infusion.
Oh yeah, that's
Well-
right. Yes, it would. Never mind.
Well, what are you currently infused with? Because you still have my hand axe infusion, which if you want to, we can get rid of. We have Twix's infusion for rapid shot.
I have
Well, that was already one of her infusions, right?
Yeah. No, the crossbow was not. That was the plus one you bought.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. That was the one we bought.
I
I will
currently
tell
have
you what. I'm
struggles
gonna,
with the longbow and the hand axe.
Well,
how
you
many
also-
infusions you have left to do? Keep in mind, like time. Infusions take time to do.
Right, takes a long rest. But you also have the night vision goggles.
Yeah, I said that one first.
Oh, did he?
That's the one you cannot get rid of.
Right, you can't get rid of that. So
You also cannot get rid of Twix's
right,
Right.
for the record
I can
do
get.
you-
because
Ross
he
said I
sold
could-
his +1 bow for that.
how
All
many
right, so-
can artificers have later levels? That's the question. Yeah, we can look at it later.
One of the infusions you have available potentially is a radiant weapon.
That's the one I was thinking about doing.
You could also do enhance and make it +2. But let's see. Do you have any available? You
That-
have.
That's what I was looking at, like the
Okay, you
availability.
have 1, 2,
I do not
3,
have any available.
4. So yeah, something would have to go for you to get that thing infused.
Right, I don't
Right,
know what level. I think Eve goes up by another 1 or 2 by the time we're 15th level. I think.
That's great. You guys aren't anywhere. I mean, that's that. Infused level is the end of the campaign.
Right, I know.
I might. I think I'm gonna take returning weapon off of Ross's for now.
I'm fine with that. We can't do it right now. It has to be during a long rest.
Yeah,
so.
this has to be during a long rest.
I will say, because you guys are, it's not a long rest, and I want to make that clear, not that it matters because you guys aren't down any HP, but because you guys are getting basically a long rest equivalent of downtime right now, waiting for nighttime, you can do it during that time.
Okay, sweet. I will remove the +1. Well, not remove, but just. Actually, yeah,
I
I'll
got you.
remove.
It is an ordinary hand axe now and does not come back to you.
Aww.
You cannot Mjolnir it.
I didn't even think of it.
How do I enhance an infusion?
What do you mean enhance an infusion?
I thought you said I could do something to make it a +2 instead.
Your basic enhancement is a +2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enhanced
it's
weapon
like
is
after
+2.
10th level, I think it happens.
So it was enhanced defense if you were interested in doing that instead.
Does it also work for repelling shield too?
He
or no?
doesn't have enhanced
No.
defense.
So, okay,
He
deleting
has enhanced
plus-
weapon.
Deleting that one and let me just go for hand
Destin's original build was supposed to have enhanced defense on armor and repelling shield.
But nope, you don't need it.
I still want it. I want to be able to use
I
infusions
want
on
it.
a
I needs it.
plate. The thing that annoys me is that the only reason it's a magic item is because it's of its material.
Yeah, fuck.
The item itself, the chest plate, isn't magical.
I do apologize.
Alright. I'm all good. Eve, you got your not repelling shot, radiant weapon.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh real quick to make
Oh,
not
so you
refresh,
did,
but re-import.
so you did go with Radiant?
Yeah.
Alright, roll it.
So hey, that crossbow's gonna do extra damage as well, I think. Wait,
Oh,
what does
yeah.
radiant weapon do?
Let me double check. Hang on.
I mean, I guess you could argue this is the beauty of an artificer. You gave away your magic item, and you're coming up with a better one for cheap.
Basically, grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it while holding it. I may take a bonus action to activate or deactivate shedding bright light. And
That's
30
sad.
foot
Why
radius
isn't
light for an additional 30
it
feet.
doesn't put the Radiant in your inventory? It doesn't look like.
Whack.
Oh
So
wait, so
yeah,
it's just a
have
glowing weapon?
Let me. Is it just glowing? Is that all it is? Because if so, you don't need to like worry too much about it.
basically, and I get a +1 to attack and stuff. Yeah, it basically glows. Which also means I
Since
could
you
get
have
rid of the goggles of night too, but I have 4 charges into triple charges.
Was it? Well,
D4.
wait. Is it? Am I wrong? I thought you had.
I think you should just take the enhanced weapon instead of that if you're gonna keep the goggles of night on.
Actually, yeah.
Okay. It says here on D&D Beyond. Oh, you have it across rating up. Yeah. Right. Let's see. You hit
Have it
Are you,
on.
are you gonna take enhanced instead?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll reroll.
Yeah.
So now you get a +2 weapon, heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
So now
Which
you
is
can.
literally better than what you gave.
Okay. I'm gonna switch it to a +2 now.
Does it not automatically do that? It should not. D&D Beyond should automatically do that.
It didn't.
Oh.
That's weird.
I don't think.
I'm
I'll double
really
check,
hoping that
but I
Ross
don't think
forgets
so.
that he doesn't have the returning hand axe anymore. Because I feel like his character absolutely would forget that he doesn't have the returning hand axe anymore.
I mean, there's a possibility. I just eat my axe and it just goes into the ocean. And besides, hand axes are probably not that expensive.
Oh, most definitely not. Pretty sure you have more than one.
Oh, I know I have more than one.
Okay, now to re-import again.
Okay. But you have a +2 crossbow. Woo!
Woo!
All right. So yeah, so you guys can actually hear as Kedra's like doing some like tweaking in the room you guys are in.
Gosh dang it! It did it weird. Hang on.
How did it do it weird?
I have to. It actually ended up doing it on one, and I need to get a new one again.
Oh my god,
What?
Eve.
I'm just stupid. Ignore me.
Eve.
That too.
When everything is good, let me know.
I will. It should be good after I re-import.
While we're waiting, I'm just gonna check to see if there are any more comments.
Again. And then I'm gonna... Huh? Huh? Huh?
Huh?
That might just be right. It's being weird. I'm gonna
I'm looking at it, and nothing is weird about it.
I mean, in my inventory, it doesn't have the +2, but on here it does. Is why it's
I am looking at your like thing in Forge, and there's a +2 right there.
yeah, but on D&D Beyond, it doesn't have the +2. Is the weird
That's
part.
because D&D Beyond knows that you did the thing.
I'm also just stupid, so ignore me.
Hey, please, there's a new comment.
Yeah, I know. It's the guy replied.
Oh,
Okay,
is it?
this being about yourself makes it way more tolerable. I thought you were being so harsh to this first time DM. LOL. We're allowed to be harsher on ourselves, though.
I upvoted it.
Yeah, no. All right. So yeah, you guys spend the night. You hear Kedra making a few mistakes. It seems with her work, but she eventually gets it down.
You know what? Was the location where they normally met outside the city or inside the city? Or town? Yeah.
It's a village,
Village.
definitely outside.
Oh, yeah.
Should we stop at the priest place real quick first?
What?
Remember, before we left the village, he requested for us to stop there.
You ask for a reward for your.
Yeah. I remember that. But I thought we were gonna head back to the village after we were done with this.
Well, who knows when that would be?
Oh
I mean, I
wait,
guess-
never mind. No, it is different. It is actually a different person who says this about yourself makes it way more tolerable.
Oh yeah, as I saw it.
So
It
no,
was different.
no, it is a different person. My bad. Still. All right.
So do we want to stop by the guy's place, or do we just want to? Are we just planning? Are we
I
planning on
think
coming?
we just wait.
Okay.
Yeah, we're coming back. So
Okay. So you guys head out to the meeting place. You guys are going to journey there.
Yep, we're going
Yep.
there, and we're going to try to. I'm trying to keep a little quiet.
oh, how far away is it? Did he say?
He told the meeting place itself was about like 10 feet off town, so that's what he told you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna
Alright,
try to
you
be
go.
a bit quiet.
If we're going quiet, I do have a pass without a trace scroll.
Ooh,
That's
Nice.
10 to your stealth check.
that could be good, because if,
Yeah, I think we want to be stealthy here.
yeah,
I
you know,
could use it.
if you want to.
I'm cool too.
Okay.
I'm worried that no one will be there or something.
Well,
I know,
hey, it's a
we'll
risk.
wait.
It's a risk that's worth it.
But
Yeah.
sure, I'll use it.
High
Alright,
risk,
you
high
using it?
reward.
Alright, well then, everyone, make me a stealth check then, I suppose.
Yep, stealth plus 10.
And keep in mind, yeah, add 10 to whatever you roll.
Stealth.
Okay, 17.
Oh, that's a solid 30.
30 and 30.
Oh, double. Oh, we're so stealthy at this. Oh my, 30 and
31.
31. Oh, yeah. So,
Anyone wearing heavy armor?
oh, wait, yeah, I am gonna make it another one.
Disadvantage.
Tail mail
Shit.
heavy.
Okay, well,
Yeah, scale mail is.
okay, correct.
Scale mail
Okay.
gives
Not
us
30,
advantage.
not 30, but 26.
17. Okay. Alright. So, you guys,
Don't die.
Alright. You guys, journey throughout, and, you get 10 feet in. You don't see the person, but you do see some treaded footprints that have seemed to have been walked a certain path.
I try to, like, whisper to Twix as quietly as I can. Twix, think you could try to help us lead us through to follow these tracks?
I could try.
Alright, make a survival check for me, Twix.
And this is a forest, right?
It is. Literally, it is a misty forest, to be exact.
Although, does that negate the advantage?
No, not following the tracks. No, you're still good.
Okay. What is
Ranger
that?
coming in
Survival?
clutch.
Survival, yeah,
survival
with
or
advantage.
investigate?
Yeah, because as you so mentioned, it is your favorite terrain. Woohoo! All right,
Wow.
it is not hard at all. to follow the tracks
My eyes
for
are
you. You're like,
glued.
and you guys can basically
That's
just hear
funny.
like this like tiny little skittering. It's like,
I was
uh,
literally about to enhance ability for this.
Oh, good thing you didn't.
okay. And what you hear as you guys are going, as you're following the tracks, which everyone, you guys hear a crack.
What?
What?
Somebody help me! I can't get this tree off me. And as you walk up, you can see an elven woman who seems to have a tree on her, and she's trying desperately to push it off of her.
Oh, this isn't what I was thinking.
Oh.
Uh, wait. Dumb question.
Bottle.
From where she is underneath the tree, can we tell if she's wearing any purple robes?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
That
She's
is
on
hard
the
to
tree.
see through the fog.
Ooh,
I saw
You
at
can't
20.
tell.
that would have been a 20.
Oh,
You
If it
cannot
wasn't
tell.
disadvantage, if it was advantage, it would have been
Oh.
20. Fuck. Okay.
let's sneak up over there.
All right, you guys approach.
Stay quiet.
Somebody help me!
Now that we're closer, can I take a look to see if she's wearing purple coat robes?
Yeah, make a perception check. You're close enough that it's neutral.
Watch her be.
She is not.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Bottle, get this thing off her.
Right. I try to lift up the tree.
Okay, as you do, the tree feels lighter than you were expecting.
Huh?
Oh.
And as you're pushing up the tree, you're realizing the tree is kind of getting up itself.
Oh crap! This
what?
is a mimic.
I don't think that's a mimic.
I know it's not a mimic.
And the woman, and then two other trees standing nearby shift back along the ground as the elf stands and smiles, showing no sign of injury.
God damn it. I was so close to, like, checking to see if she was genuinely in trouble as well. But I just didn't.
Heroes,
Ew.
heroes at last! How many might fall back in fear at the sight of a stranger in the woods, or think first of their own safety before helping another? I grant you my blessing. May your hearts prove true where others fear to tread. The woman picks flowers from her hair that you swear were not there a moment ago, then twists her fingers to weave them into garlands as if by magic. She lays a garland around each of your necks, then suddenly transforms into an owl. Her trees, the trees start just like following her, chasing her. Like 3 trees just like walk out of the ground and like chase after the owl.
Can I roll to see if I know what the fuck just happened?
I'm confused. Wait. So.
God damn.
Fuck. I'm dying.
Everyone stop dying, Jesus.
Well, it was
Babes, can I roll to
Not
see
genuine,
if I know
but it
what
was-
the
Yeah.
fuck just
not
happened?
hostile either.
Oh boy. I'm gonna say
Wait.
Arcana?
it's not quite right, but we'll use that.
Okay.
That
Oh my
was a
god.
druid.
So.
It was a druid who just wild tipped into an owl and flew away.
So.
And the trees were awakened.
Okay.
Wait. So. Let me get this straight. In this what just fuck, I hate this cough. Anyway, so what just happened was I lifted this tree, which seemed to be lighter because it's alive.
Yeah.
They get up, put like this necklace thing on all of our characters, then
Yep.
turns to an owl and flies away.
That is in fact what happened.
I would like to try
Does
and
anyone
investigate the necklace that we were given.
Sarge's just gonna stand there looking confused.
Investigate the necklace. Okay, that will also be an Arcana check.
Okay.
I mean, it's something. It is they're definitely radiating some kind of magical energy. So what they can do is a bit of a mystery to you.
Damn.
Uh,
20.
I
Didn't even get it.
can.
If you have, do you have identify?
Oh, identify could also work here.
I'm like 99% certain I don't.
I will tell you right now. I just looked. He does not.
So were those the footprints I was following?
No, they were not.
How does an artificer not identify?
Oh, that wasn't even the person that we were following. Okay.
Nope.
They're just on the way, I guess.
That was just on the way.
I'm tempted. Because it's a new day. I do have a full charge of Hazeron. I could see what kind of magic it is.
I don't think seeing what kind of magic helps.
I mean,
Like,
it helps a little bit.
at all.
Maybe we know that these things will kill us or not.
That
I
would
don't
be.
know. I doubt it.
Even if it said like necromancy, that still doesn't mean that we are inherently in danger.
You don't know. And I don't know
Maybe
either.
it
You can ask.
D&D.
maybe it lets you lift trees.
Fuck. Anyway,
Stop that.
no, I refuse to. Dumb question. Is there a way to automatically fail death saving throws? Like you choose to fail death saving throws in D&D?
Choose. I mean, if
It's just something that just came to my mind.
I
How would
mean,
you ever
I feel-
choose to fail a
I
death
feel like
saving
the
throw?
answer is tell the DM you're not playing this character anymore.
Fair point.
Yeah, that is.
Anyway, that's
That-
I was not saying that was an indicator for that. That was just something that came in my head. Anyway.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, pull a
Well,
Kiri.
No. I'm not becoming a bard. No.
All right. So you guys
I'm a
follow
bard.
the follow the path.
Yeah, we're still following the tracks.
Yep.
Which actually, with Twix
So I just
following...
got a second. Are you guys keeping the garlands around your neck?
Oh
Yeah.
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 I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
While we're following the tracks, can Dill tell what made the tracks?
They just
It
like,
was definitely a humanoid.
okay.
Okay. As you. All right. So so you guys are following the tracks, and as you follow them, you guys are starting to see some spider webs.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
gross.
That's what I said. But you guys are seeing spider webs.
How big are the spider webs? Like in comparison to us? Like are they like, tiny spiders or more like, something bigger could have made these?
Oh wait.
Very
Oh
big.
wait. Ignore it. Ignore that. I thought you guys wouldn't be invisible. My bad. Boop. Okay. Everything should be like blank, and you forget you saw anything. There you go. What? They are looking like fairly big tracks. So, what are you guys doing?
As we're walking, I'm looking up at the spider webs to see if I notice anything in particular on them.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, me changing these dice really helped me out here.
Okay. I mean, early on into your walk, you guys aren't seeing anything, but the spider webs are getting thicker and more ever present.
I feel like this might be a...
And as you guys get further and further in, you start to notice that there are animals starting to get stuck in the webs, fairly large ones too.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Can I see if I can tell what type of spiders would have made these webs?
Yes, make an nature check.
Okay.
I swear, for 1 second I thought you said make an anger check, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I need an anger check from you. Right, with a 26 nature check, these were definitely giant spiders.
Ooh,
Oh,
a big
fun.
one.
Yeah, we're not
And as a
dealing with.
reminder, you guys have had, like everyone but Abby actually has had an encounter with these way back in the day.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. At this point, by the way, the spy ropes are not getting too present to avoid. What are you guys doing?
Hmm.
Um, and the tracks are going through them.
You go past them a bit, yeah.
Mm.
Hmm. I have a feeling that this we might. Hmm. You guys got any ideas of how we can get through?
We could torch everything.
I would not do that.
What a
Right.
coincidence, Twix. Me and you actually had a similar idea.
I I don't quite know if that's the best idea. We don't know how many of them
Alright.
are
Listen,
even around here.
listen, Waldorf. All I have to say is, you've never been a great ideas guy.
Yes, but I know a trap when I see it. Look around you. Do you see? What would you say the biggest thing here would be trapped
I
in the
mean,
woods? Like
I
a
will
bear?
note, by the way, not a bear, not that big.
Okay. What was it?
Like birds and animals. Like I say, like you definitely see some raccoons in there and some birds. I think even like maybe like a hawk.
I, I know a trap when I see one.
I
Look
will
at how
also point
dense the
out that
webs are
by their
here.
nature, spider webs are traps.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I mean, we're pulling the
but
pin
look.
on this, knowing that this is dangerous. We're not under some illusion that this is a great idea that's infallible.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right.
So,
But like, what is there a way to get around it? Can I roll like an investigation check to see if there's a way to get around it and still
all
stay
right,
on the same
go for
path?
it. Roll the investigation check, and I will tell
Okay.
you.
Nice.
Not that you can see.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm more worried that us getting into a fight might jeopardize our mission in case the target's nearby.
Well, like, what else? What else do we have?
Hmm.
I mean, I
Okay.
can.
Well, I said we still have my gaseous potion and the door, but do we want to use that again? Like, actually, question: can we see the other side of these webs?
No, the fog prevents that.
Ah, okay then. Never mind. The door thing would not work in this case.
It still would.
Does it? I had line.
Dimension door, you don't have to have line of sight. You can specify like 500 feet that way.
Mm.
You can do that with dimension door.
You don't know what you're teleporting into.
Yeah, you don't have to. You just have
I
to
know.
know
I'm. What I am saying is, to keep
dimension.
that in mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I had to have line of sight.
There are spells like that, but this isn't one of them.
The question is, do we want to get? Because this is definitely like if once we touch these webs, either us destroying it or touching it literally, it's gonna cause a fight. More than likely.
I think.
Eve, got any ideas?
Level 4 spell
Sure.
slot.
Like, do you
2
want to?
resource.
That's the question. Do you want to use a level 4 spell slot, or do you want to, do a fight
I
and save
think
that
what we
slot?
should. I think what we should do is. Uh, I think we should use the gaseous form potion first to scout ahead of it. How long does the gaseous form potion last?
Oh, that is a good question. Let
Who
me.
who has it? If
I
you don't
have.
mind me asking.
I have it.
I have one.
Oh, you got one
Okay.
too?
You
Yeah, I
guys
have
got
one.
some.
I didn't realize you got a second one. An hour.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it would be probably who wants to be the one that scouts with the gaseous form potion?
Or can I be a sneaky cloud?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
And thankfully, the
Uh,
potion does not take your concentration, so you can still keep passive out trace up.
oh yeah, no.
right.
No,
Although
no.
that would that leave you guys out of it?
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
10 minutes, I think?
I only had a custom scroll I made because it wasn't
Good
an
point.
actual scroll.
Yeah, that's fair. I never did set that up, which is my bad.
It's fine.
Pass Without a Trace 5E.
I think it's 10 minutes?
About
Casting
an hour. It's an hour.
Oh, it is
It's an
now?
hour.
Okay.
I'm going to say that as far as you guys have walked in, helped the person, it's definitely past an hour at this point. The spell's gone.
Oh, okay.
No, so it's gone anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing if you want me. Otherwise,
Yeah, I think you doing it is best probably.
Yeah.
'Cause you have the best health.
I hand Twix.
Okay.
I hand Twix my gaseous form potion.
All right, so you drink it.
ooh, tasty. I drink it.
It actually, I mean, you guys have had this before.
I didn't use it last time.
Right,
but
right. You had your own means.
I used the oil.
Right.
So I'll
Right.
remove the gaseous
Okay.
form potion.
So, what it tastes like, by the way, is it kind of like a modern comparison because of this thing being naturally fizzy. It kind of tastes like soda.
Oh, nice.
Not
Oh.
that that exists in Forgotten Realms.
So it's like Coke. Tastes like Coke.
Yeah, basically.
Or
Insides are
or is
bubbling.
it like club soda?
I think it is more like a Sprite for whatever reason.
I did not think that far ahead. Honestly, what is the most fizzy soda?
Probably be club soda.
So I'll go with that.
I don't know.
Or would it be Sprite? I think Sprite's also very
All right,
fizzy.
then it tastes like Sprite.
Is it a
Again,
Sprite- here's
none of
the-
this means anything to your characters. I just said soda
here's the
because,
th-
like,
here's
soda.
the thing. Is it a Sprite cranberry?
Okay, let's stop going that deep into it, okay?
Yeah, well,
I'm
All
sorry,
right,
you call it Austria,
so
Willie.
no, you barely not.
I don't think you got the reference.
Oh, I definitely got the reference. It just barely.
Oh,
wasn't.
you did?
Unless, I mean, it was a reference to a type of Sprite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was a reference to a commercial.
Yeah, for
Ah.
winter. During winter, it's
Right.
You want,
It's passed
you
over
want
my
Sprite?
head. Anyways,
Okay,
let's
anyway.
just move on, okay? All right. So you drink the potion, and you go in the gaseous form. Make a stealth check for me. Just a general stealth check.
Okay. We're still.
Well, actually, if it being night out, is he still visible?
19.
No, he is not.
Ah, so wouldn't this be
But-
advantage?
It would be at advantage. Yes. Roll one more time.
I'm invisible as well.
Yeah.
You're
because
an
it's night.
invisible
It is
floating
actually
blob.
an invisible
Oh, it
cloud.
didn't help.
All right. So I always like to point out, like, you have to actually trace around to find Twix.
No, I'm over here.
Right. So you go in, you fly into the web. It's not a problem with your gaseous form, and you do see that there's some spiders and eder caps. Here, I'll actually let you see how many. Whoop,
Right.
lying in wait.
These are.
Also, let me get this right. How it's 60 feet. Your goggles. I think you're wearing them, right?
Who?
Kedra,
What?
are you wearing your goggles?
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. Okay, so you take a look around. You see these guys. There's a lot of them, but you can see a kind of like a pool on the other side of them.
A pool.
Yes.
I still don't see anything.
This
Not
is
you.
following the tracks.
I mean,
Not
I
you.
assumed I would start seeing something when you asked that. That's why I said
No,
that.
this is just me making sure I was right.
This would
Yeah,
still be
follow
following the tracks?
Yes. The
Leads through
the
these
tracks
spiders
lead to the
into a
pool.
pool.
Yes. If you remember what you were told,
That there was a pool near in the
that the
area,
guy was always he was damp every time.
and he was
did
always
things.
wet,
Yeah.
and this is probably okay. Is there anything unusual about the water, the pool?
Make a perception check.
You got this.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's wavy and stuff. Not that you can directly see, but
Wavy.
again,
Okay.
these are where the footprints lead, and you can tell that much.
So if I maybe follow the edge of the water, is there anywhere that are, like, I assume there isn't spiders all around it?
No, the spiders are just like you're
Just in
past
that
the spiders at
spot.
this point. Yeah,
Oh, so the spiders are not by the pool,
yeah.
They're
or
on
are
like
they?
one edge of
It's
it.
not. They're not by the pool.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
I mean, there is
Oh,
a
I feel
waterfall. I should point out there is a waterfall.
Okay,
You
I
can-
imagine that would be the same role as my other one, right?
Yeah,
Or could I look at that individually?
Are you gonna go like look towards the waterfall?
Yeah, just then look at it, see if anything's up with it.
All right, so you're going towards the waterfall.
Like maybe fly near it. But not.
And you can see a little like. Do you go through the waterfall?
Sure, yeah, I'll go through.
You see like a little bit of like a cavern system behind the waterfall.
Okay. Caverns.
All right.
So,
So, what do you do?
should I look a little more into it, or should I look back?
Well, here's a question. How long would you say it's taken him?
Oh yeah, how long has it been?
About 30 minutes.
Okay, so I
So
should probably
you'd
go
have
back then.
Yeah, so you have enough
All right,
time to get back.
You head back.
So I would go back and hopefully try to find a path around the spiders.
You do
I
not
would
see any path
like-
around the spiders.
Okay. Or maybe not. Yeah, okay.
You're still in your
Um,
gas suits for him, so you should be fine.
He
Yeah, I know.
think
I was trying to think of a way
he's
for
looking
you
at
guys to avoid the encounter.
Oh,
All right.
So, from everything
You
we've
guys.
learned, I think
But I'd come back.
I think our only option is to just go
Yeah.
for it. Burn down all the
well,
webs.
at least
Alright.
now once Dale gets back,
He's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
do you tell us about all the information that you got?
Yeah, there's some big spider creatures ahead, adder caps and stuff. There's a big waterfall with like a big pool. Behind the waterfall, there's a cave.
Right.
I reckon that's probably where the dragon rider, at least, comes from whenever he
All right.
makes this meeting.
Well then, it sounds like we're. Was there any way to get around, or is it just straight through?
I couldn't find a decent path around the monsters.
That's fine. Looks like we're gonna need to fight. Everyone, be ready. Whoever wants to light up the web in front of us, be my guest. As I wield Hazaron.
All right.
Are we going to fight? I hope it's fight.
Indeed, seems like spiders.
Oh, no time like the present.
All right, so you just like firebolt every web in front of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God.
In that case, you guys make it through no problem.
Through the webs.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
That was in fact the correct answer.
Wait, what?
To burn it.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Oh, we actually
What?
just skipped through.
Yeah. No, that encounter wasn't guaranteed.
Okay,
That being
Yeah, so,
said, how?
Hazron just got disappointed.
Oh, absolutely.
so I guess the spiders are gone.
Wait, so just burning through it is the correct answer to avoid combat? I thought that burning through it was initiating combat.
that's what I
Nope,
thought
that was
too.
how to. The big thing that, like, I'll be honest, the book like specifies like, oh, the fire won't spread, so you'd have to keep burning it. And just tell you like, it's gonna be hard. But I'm like, I can just spam it.
Yeah, you can just spam.
Like there
cantrips.
is absolutely no real problem with this. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they have literally no problem.
You're trying to just
Wait,
constantly
so if I would have like
throw
sla-
fireballs
if I
at
would've-
it.
if I would have tried to slash at it, it would have started the encounter instead.
That would have started the encounter, correct?
Oh my!
Huh?
All right.
Why is everyone's first thought is always webs, burn them.
Because the web spell has a particular thing that involves with the burn spell. Or, well, not spell. The fire spells.
That being said, it is fairly late. I have my thing tomorrow, and you guys have just finally got to the actual dungeon.
Oh, this is the... Oh, we're ending the session here? Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna call it here.
Alright,
Which means, this I think was the first session of this campaign with 0 combat.
Yeah.
That's true.